everyone, and welcome to V8's Online's live broadcast of Round 9 of the V8 Supercars Online Premiere Series, coming to you live from a virtual version of Sonoma Raceway in California. I'm Reese Gardner. Joining me is Clayton Brooks, introducing the broadcast to you tonight. How you going, Brooksy?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, Reese. Good evening to you. Good evening, everyone. Looking forward to Round 9 at Sonoma Raceway. It's going to be good. The times are showing that it's going to be pretty close tonight.
Yeah, definitely. We've been seeing some very good laps being set in pre-qualifying leading up to this race, and yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this. Sonoma always provides a very good show, and to give you a bit of context as to the track that we're racing on tonight, I've prepared another fact file video, and it's going to be presented now. I hope you enjoy it. Good morning / afternoon / evening, everybody. My name is Reese Gardner, and this is my V8 Supercars Online Premiere Series located at Sears Point, the southern end of the Sonoma Mountains in California. Sonoma Raceway is a racetrack that is just about as old school as you can get. Twisty, mountainous, and very lean on runoff, it's a venue that is a holdover from the no-holds-barred days of the 60s that is still going strong in racing's modern age. Very little of the track is spent on full throttle, with unstable braking zones aplenty and little margin for error, if any, making this one of the most challenging tracks we visit for V8SCOPS. We're using the shorter stock car layout this round. Sonoma started life as a joint venture between attorney Robert Marshall Jr. and land developer Jim Coleman, who came up with the idea of building a racetrack on the hillside of Sears Point while on a hunting trip in the region. The site for what was then called Sears Point Raceway had ground broken in 1968, and the circuit soon opened, with a layout that only differs slightly from the present day. After just 1 year of operation, Marshall and Coleman sold the venue to entertainment company Filmways Corporation for $4.5 million. Despite hosting a USAC IndyCar race among a steady event schedule, the track lost money, and only a further year later, Filmways closed the track. A rocky start indeed, and for a time things seemed to get rockier. The track was leased from Filmways by a new team of investors and reopened in 1974. Over the next few years, the track changed hands from Filmways to the investing group and back to Filmways, all for diminishing returns every time. Fortunately, the track gained some stability when it was purchased by Brenda Raceway Corporation, which oversaw an expansion of the facilities and the debut of NASCAR at the circuit. By 1996, Sears Point was going strong with Trans Am, NASCAR, and sports cars all racing there, and Speedway Motorsports purchased the track to take its rise in prestige even further. The track was massively upgraded, adding the current chute, the shortcut that NASCAR uses, as well as further facility updates and more runoff. With the upgrades came a naming rights deal with tech company Infineon, and the newly christened Infineon Raceway cemented its place as one of the US's top road racing venues. Though the naming rights deal ended in 2006, Sonoma Raceway, as it's now called, still has a big presence in the racing scene, hosting the NASCAR Sprint Cup, the IndyCar Series, and the FIA World Touring Car Championship. Sonoma has been a mainstay of V8 Supercars on iRacing since the very beginning of the series' tenure on the service, and with good reason. Its twisty layout and massive elevation changes make it very difficult to pass here, but one mistake and your race is as good as over. We should see some exciting racing tonight, as is usual with the V8 Supercars Online Premiere Series. So sit back and enjoy the show as we go racing for a grueling 55 laps at Sonoma Raceway. Sonoma Raceway. Oh, sorry, Brooksy.
I was just still talking about. I was looking at those fact files you do, mate. They are awesome. I had no idea of all the history involved with Sonoma. And talking to Seb earlier, our director, and I think we're going to have to put them into a fact file library so everyone can look at it anytime they want.
Yeah, that's something that I've definitely been considering doing over the last couple of weeks, and it might be a thing at the end of the season. Watch this space.
Yeah. We'll bring up some championship standings for you guys. We've got a clear leader at the moment, Reese. Madison down on 2,032 points. Got a good lead of more than 200 over second spot at the moment.
Yeah, Madison Downs had an incredibly good run of races in the last few rounds, taking wins left, right, and centre. And yeah, that's quite a big gap to Ian Ford, who still maintains second place as he has pretty much since the start of the season. But Ian's coming up on some opposition with Jared Filsell in third place.
Yeah, exactly. And Phil Cell missing the last round, I think it was, wasn't it? So we've dropped rounds. It's going to tighten up, of course. I think we say that every week. But some other notables good there. Sean Kelly's doing well, sitting in fourth spot. I think he may have missed the round at some stage as well.
Yeah, definitely. Sean Kelly also on a good run of events. I've been looking down the championship standings, Brooksy, and there's some quite tight gaps all the way down. I'm looking particularly 8th, 9th, and 10th. Lee Day, Richard Hampstead, and Kurt Stenberg. That's a gap of only 7 points between the three. That's an insane gap.
Oh, it's very close, isn't it? Yeah, it's what is it? One position, two positions on track, and any round will say Kurt Stenberg could jump quite a few spots really quickly. Michael Schrader in front of him and on 14.68. He's not too far in front either.
Yeah, definitely. Michael Schreier, of course, 12th in pre-qualifying, so he's going to be in the top split. And Mr. Kurt Stenberg, who is currently in 10th, is pre-qualified 14th for this round. And Richard Hampstead, who he's battling with intensely, qualified 5th. So we might see Kurt Stenberg fall back a little bit, but it seems that the gap will still be quite close.
Oh, most definitely. As we speak right now in the practice before qualifying, Hampstead's sitting in second on a 13.2 behind Madison Down. So he's showing very good pace tonight.
Yeah, definitely Sonoma. Very good track, and I've been looking forward to this round for a long time. As I said in the fact file video, the racing here is going to be a bit intense because you can't really make a mistake. So it's quite a knife edge, this track.
It certainly is. It bites hard, doesn't it? You got walls pretty much the whole way around the track, and you put any wheel onto the grass or the dirt, and you're pretty much in the wall here. So the guys are going to have to be 100% committed, a lot of concentration, and 55 laps. We'll have pit stops tonight as well, so it's going to be a fairly lengthy race for the boys.
Yeah, definitely. 55 laps around a track that's as hard work as Sonoma is definitely going to be taxing on the mind, body, and soul. Reminds me a little bit of some of the tracks that we have here in Australia, Brooksy, with it's quite a slow sort of lap speed, but very on edge as you go up and down the hills and pound those curbs.
Yeah, most definitely. Brings to light early this year, Chaz Mostert leading Winton. It's a very slow but on edge sort of circuit. He only dropped that wheel off an inch and he ended up on top of the tyre wall. So the guys could find themselves in a very similar situation here tonight.
Yeah, I'm hoping for some very intense action tonight, which I'm sure we are going to get. Myself and Brooksy viewers, we're going to take you through qualifying for the main split. And after qualifying for the main split finishes, there's going to be the Split 2 broadcast. That's 20 laps around Sonoma, and it will be presented to you by top split drivers Madison Down and Lee Ellis. And then after that finishes, Jay Kennedy and Stephen Sandman Clark are going to take you through the main event, 55 laps around Sonoma. I am looking forward to this.
It's going to be a big night of racing, guys. Don't go anywhere. Practice has just finished now, so qualifying is just started. We're going to have 30 minutes of qualifying for you.
Yeah, 35 minutes, of course. It's 40 cars on the grid for tonight's Split 1 race, so it's going to be quite tight on such a tight track.
Just having a look, we've got Brock Salmon, he's first one on track at the moment, followed by Sam Sutton and Jared Pelsell. They're these first three guys that will be laying down lap times. Of course, there's the no escape rule in qualifying, so the guys have to do an outlap, a fast lap, and then if they want a new set of rubber, they have to head to the pits themselves, get there under their own power. Of course, we mentioned those walls just before race. If the guys do hit one of those hit one of those walls, there could be quite hard for them to get back to pits. We're going to jump on board with Jared Philsell for his first hot lap, and he was lining himself up for a run onto the straight, and Sam Sutton has dived in underneath him. I don't think he'll be real pleased about that, but we'll see how we can go with Sam in front.
Yeah, definitely. Of course, Sonoma, they're not a particularly aero-dependent track, so there won't be as much of an aero effect on the cars at high speed. But yeah, it's still very frustrating to have a car in front of you when you're trying to set a lap.
Both guys take all the track they're allowed there on the exit.
Just love watching the cars go up and down and left and right around this circuit as they go into the chute, which is the shortcut that NASCAR uses. Just that massive curve and that wall on the exit. It's a very quick and dangerous part of the track.
Oh, it sure is, and I know, speaking from what Jared's gone through this week, just trying to get the car to ride those curbs properly, it's been very difficult just to get the car to feel good, because you've got to really attack those curbs on this track.
Yeah, definitely nice big curbs, and of course a lot of elevation change means that those curbs need to be used if you want a good lap time.
Sam Sutton has just put in the fastest. No, he's just been pit by Hampstead. He's done a 13.3 Hampstead. Sam Sutton on a 13.8, and Jared Philsell obviously thought that wasn't a good enough lap. He dived in the pits, get new rubber, and go out again.
Yeah, Jared Philsell topped pre-qualifying, as a matter of fact, on a 1:12.298. Currently, they're running about a second off that pace, but it's looking to go better as Madison Down goes to first place on a 1:13.242.
Yeah, I think we're going to struggle to see guys into the 12s in this session, Reese. The track is quite warm. Just having a look, the track temperature is 43 degrees Celsius, so there will be slipping and sliding out there for the guys.
Yeah, that's definitely a very high track temperature, as Michael Schreier, we just noticed, has gone to third place, 1:13.794. There's quite a gap, though, to Hampstead and Down at the front. Wayne Burke goes to fifth on a 1:13.830. He's going through the high-speed chicane over the hill, coming into the chute now, bypassed the hairpin of the original layout, and yeah, right across that curb, make sure to stay out of the wall on the exit.
I'm just keeping a look at Philsell, because he aborted that first flying lap, as we saw, and just finding track position on his outlap is proving quite difficult for him. He's gone pretty much 3/4 of the track just trying to find a space, and he's found that now, sitting behind Wayne Burke and in front of Jake Blackwell.
Yeah, that's fortunate for Jared. 40 cars on a track like this that's very twisty and very short. You can have a rough time of it trying to find space on an outlap. As Jared Philsell goes really wide on the entry to the hairpin.
Oh, pit lane is blocked. Madison Down's got huge damage. Ooh. If all these guys can get back to their pit bays, they'll be right to continue on. Looks like they are.
Well, that's fortunate, and there's a car stationary in pit lane that Madison Down just went past. That was an interesting incident there.
Yeah, I'm not sure who started that or what. The pit lane was actually blocked, and all the cars suffered a lot of damage. But they'll get that quickly repaired and get it back out onto the track.
Yeah, we see Jared Philsell, just missing that tyre wall on the exit of the turn into the chute.
Yeah, he's taken everything he can possibly get there. Obviously, with all those cars diving pit lane, he's pretty much got an open track to himself at the moment. He's coming
nice
up
open track.
Quickly on Heath Brennan, though. He's gaining very quickly on him. Hampstead does well, gets out of the way.
Jared Filsell. Heath Brennan goes into the pit lane as Jared comes into the hairpin. Takes a nice tight line going over the curb. You don't get penalised for that. Back out onto the start-finish straight. He rounds the final corner. What kind of lap time are we going to see from Jared Filsell topping pre-qualifying? It is a 1:13.329. He goes second behind Madison Down.
Yeah, that was a nice lap. Of course, those tyres on the second last corner, they do not move. So anyone hits them, you suffer a lot of damage.
Yeah, definitely. Jared Filsell diving once again into those S's as Sean Kelly goes to fourth on a 1:13.794, and I think that was Jared Filsell's lap invalidated right there as he went off the track. But he'll be wanting to come in, get straight back out, try and get that pole position that he knows he can get.
Of course, we should mention pole position is extremely important here. It's a tough track to overtake on, and it's a very short run to turn one, so it's a matter of only probably about 100-200 metres. So
yeah, definitely. You start actually turning. If anything, from the hairpin to turn one on the track is just one giant long left-hander. So you've got to have a car that's very compliant and doesn't do anything too untoward. Got a man that we haven't seen in a very long time in the V8's online broadcast, and that's Corey Slade, car number 3, currently in 23rd position on a 1:15.034. He recently joined Dayco Motorsport as a driver in the Australian Endurance Championship, and has been wanting to get back into V8 Supercar racing for quite some time now, and it looks like he's finally gotten that chance.
that's a very good looking car, that green. I quite like that, and I remember racing Corey quite a few years ago, so it's good to see him back out on track.
Yeah, definitely. He hasn't been able to race as much as he used to be able to, thanks to real-life commitments, so it's good to see him back out there and back in V8's online.
Of course, he's a part-time commentator as well. He's jumped in and helped out quite a bit over the years with the commentating for V8's online.
Yeah, definitely. One of the founding members of these broadcasts is Corey. But of course, we all love our racing, and Corey is no different.
Just having a look, Corey's putting down a very neat. He's hitting all his marks on this lap, so he's doing very well. But another guy we should mention is Simon Black, our chief administrator, if you'd have it. He's joined the race tonight, so it'd be good to see how Simon can go.
Yeah, definitely good to see admin involvement in this series on the racing side, and Simon Black has been doing all right for himself in V8SCOPS so far, getting just consistent finishes and some good racing on the way.
I've actually offered Simon to paint a car for Simon. I know his name is Black, but that car's taken to the extreme. Can't even see the logos on it. So
oh dear.
I'll have to get onto that for him.
Yeah, definitely. As Corey Slade goes up to 23rd and is knocked back down again to 24th, he's on a 1:14.891. And wow, this qualifying session is already pretty close.
Yeah, we're at the 10 minutes gone already, so we're at the 20-minute mark. I'll quickly run through your top 10. You got Down in pole position at the moment, followed by Filsell, then Hampstead. No big surprises there, Reese in the top 3, but then you got Kelly. Schrader's done an awesome job, still sitting in 5th. Ellis, then Sutton, then Burke, and then McLeod, and 10th is Brock Salmon.
Yeah, Brock Salmon, once again, doing extremely well for himself in that privateer car. Rumour has it that he's been linked to a couple of top teams. I don't know which ones, but we might be seeing Brock Salmon in a larger team environment soon, especially with the way he's been going recently. He's been doing an incredibly good job.
Most definitely, he's been letting his driving do the talking, really, hasn't he? He's been getting good results, so any team would be thrilled to have him in their ranks.
Yeah, definitely. Brock Salmon, one of the dark horses of V8SCOPS this season.
You kind of get the feeling too, Reece, that maybe in a bigger team environment with some other quick guys around him, he could really show his potential. It wouldn't be that big of a step for him to jump up and get podiums in this series.
Yeah, definitely. Looking at Jake Burton at the moment. Damn. Jake Burton really, really massively pounding those curbs. Oh, he's even cut the course a little bit there. Jake Burton pushing very hard in this qualifying session. He pre-qualified, I think it was 13th on a 1:13.122. Of course, the track being hotter in this session, drivers can't get near those times as Jake Burton pulls into the pit lane. He's currently sitting 11th, so just outside the top 10 for Jake Burton. He'll be looking to break into the top 10 once again. Looking down at turn 1, I believe Madison Down has started another hot lap just behind Sam Sutton. Damn, those curbs really making the cars bounce around, move around quite a bit. Madison Down, oh, so close to that wall.
I don't know, he didn't lose the mirror then.
Bloody hell.
He's going to get severely held up here, I think, by Sam Sutton.
Yeah, Sam Sutton in the yellow Daco Motorsport car number 888.
Oh, I think Down may have been killed and off track there.
Who knows, we'll have to take a look and see. Oh, well, that'll definitely be an off track then. Madison Down pulls into the pit lane, that is lap over for him. Richard Hampstead coming out of the pits, car number 1, reigning champion. He had a bad run of events over the last few races and even missed a couple of rounds, so he'll be looking to really get back into the title fight. He's currently scrabbling for the bottom positions at the top 10, and qualifying third. I think he'll be looking optimistic for tonight.
Yeah, he'll be having his hopes up. I've got Corey Slade facing backwards. Hampstead nearly cleaned him up then. Of course, Corey's got to be able to get it out of there to get back to pit lane, or he has his quickest time deleted. He's now reversing down the track to try and find some space to turn it around.
Now that's really all you can do in that section of the track. It's very tight, walls either side. Not many places to go if you're in a bit of an incident. But Corey Slade seems to have gotten himself out of that little pickle. Sean Kelly we're looking at on screen at the moment. He's coming through the S's. Just gliding over those curbs in the back section of the track.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to find some space out there.
Oh, he dives back into pit lane.
Yeah, he got out of the way of Aaron Hamilton, who was on a fast lap.
Yeah, Aaron Hamilton, let's see what kind of time he does. He's currently in 15th on a 1:14.115. And he sets a 1:13.6. That's an incredibly good time there for Aaron Hamilton. Massive improvement. He goes up to 6th place.
Very nice. That was a very fast lap from Aaron. He'd be happy with that.
Yeah, very good drive from the Evolution Racing Australia driver. And we're halfway through qualifying right now. Entering the last half of the session, it seems we're getting a very good idea of how the grid is going to stack up for tonight's race.
Still got a couple of guys that haven't laid down lap times. That's Jason Dickerson and Dale Niche. Yet to put a lap time in.
Yeah, they'll be looking to get a time down very soon, I would believe. Craig Jones to 23rd on a 1:14.769. Tell you what, there's quite a spread between the quickest and slowest times on the grid, but the actual gaps between the cars are very, very, very tight.
Most definitely is. That top 10, they're all in the 13-second bracket. There's 6/10 separating the top 10, so we're going to be on for some quite thrilling racing.
Yeah, definitely. I think Jared Philsell is on another hot lap, coming through the S's. He's only a 10th behind Madison Down right now. And with that P1 and pre-qualifying, he'll be looking to replicate that in the main event.
Yeah, I was speaking to Jared earlier. He was about half a second off the pace of Madison, but they were full fuel runs. And he struggled to get traction there. He smashed those curbs. I don't know how good this lap's going to be, but he's definitely got a 13 flat in him. It's just a matter of putting it all together.
Yeah, definitely. Love watching those cars go over these curbs. And this turn, the sweeper. Oh no, Jared! That is an incredible corner. That's one of my favourite corners on the circuit, actually. The fact that you are so on edge and there's so little runoff and the wall is right there. You cannot make a mistake through there. And Jared Philsell was very lucky to get away with just an injury to his pride.
We got Hampstead starting a fast lap. Of course, he's only 1,000th of a second behind Philsell, so won't take much for him to jump into second spot.
Oh yes,
1/10 behind Down.
Yeah, very, very close top three here at the moment. The three usual suspects, Down, Philsell and Hampstead, all from different teams, mind. Down is racing for TTR, Jared Philsell for ANZ, Richard Hampstead for the TTL, three big powerhouse teams in V8SCOPS at the moment. Looks like there's a car stopped on the exit of the hairpin there, but nicely offline.
Yeah, it's Mitchell Ciolak in the simulated motorsports team. There's a hell of a lot of short shifting going on, especially out of that tight right-hander, Reese. There's a lot of short shifting to control that wheel spin.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, Hampstead! Oh no, he comes into contact!
Yeah, that is bad. That is very bad from, who was that? Kane. Kane trying to start a fast lap. He has not seen Hampstead.
Oh,
He's got to have a lot better situational awareness than that when you're on the racetrack.
And lap ruined. Richard Hampstead was in a pretty precarious place as a result of that. On the middle of the start-finish straight. Oh, there's an Ultimate Karting Sydney car almost collected him. That's Richard Hampstead's run for pole on that occasion over, and he'll be absolutely seething. That piece of driving was not particularly good.
And
Kane running out wide in order to get a better exit onto the start-finish stretch for his hot lap, and just Hampstead just collects him. I think Kane would have done well to have waited a few seconds longer, maybe let Hampstead by.
Yeah, it's pretty poor form really, but I was watching Hampstead. He's struggling to get this back to pit lane now as well. He's got huge damage to the front left of that car.
Well, hopefully Richard Hampstead can get that back to the pits and resume his run for pole.
Of course, we do have live stewards watching the qualifying and all the races, so they can hand out penalties during qualifying. I don't think we've seen it, Reese, but it can be done.
Yeah. Bill has yet to be applied.
Another guy we haven't really spoken of is Corey Preston, sitting in 13th. He's usually knocking on the door of the top 10, so he's not too far away. Only about a 10th off making it into the top 10. Currently following Corey.
Yeah, doing a very good job. Corey versus Corey out there on the track. And Corey Preston really comes up to Slade in that corner. I think Slade will be going to the pit lane, and that's lap balked for Corey Preston. Oh, Slade nearly hits the wall coming into the pits. Rock Salmon has made his way up into 8th now on a 1:13.708, 5/10 behind Madison Down.
As Madison Down has just entered the pits. Sorry, just exiting the pits. Right behind Hampstead, who's made it back and got himself a brand new car.
Yeah, and following him out of the pits is Mitchell McLeod, running for 4 Motorsports, that Torque Inc. sponsored Holden Commodore.
Mitchell McLeod's currently in 12th position on a 13.8. Very congested that around that top 10 area, isn't it, Reece?
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be an interesting start to this race. In fact, that's one thing that I didn't really consider. For the start of the races tonight, the field will be starting around the last turn, so it's going to be a curved start for some of these guys.
Yeah, exactly, and with the wheel spin these cars can give you off the start. With a turnt steering wheel, it's going to be especially hard for them.
Yeah, definitely. We might see some big winners and losers on the start in tonight's racing. Yeah, those short shifts coming out of the tight right-hander as we go on board with Richard Hampstead. He runs out wide, gets straight onto the throttle, gets a nice launch out of the final corner. Going to start a hot lap. Yeah, traction.
While we've been talking about those other guys, Phil Sell's now gone to a 13.2, but still behind Down.
Oh yes, it's a very close battle there for the top 3. And traction is very, very important on this track, so that's why you see these guys short shifting so aggressively.
Yeah, I think pretty much everyone's using the 3.75 ratio, which is the shortest ratio you can get into the V8 Supercars.
Oh, Hampstead. Oof. Big understeer there into the first turn of the chute. Going around the right hand, a little bit of a... Oh, and he's pulled off.
Now we'll go to Madison Down, who was following on a fast lap, I think. I love watching these guys on the absolute limit. It's blows me away how they can even keep the thing on the track, but very entertaining anyway.
Yeah, definitely. Madison Down rounding the third last turn.
Of course, you can kick up some dust there without getting an off track, like Down just did.
The nice tight line through the hairpin. Through the last turn. What can Madison Down do on this occasion? It's a 1:13.171. He's just consolidated his pole position as he passes a smoking car.
Yeah, with only 6 minutes left in the qualifying session, he's thrown it down to the other guys. He said, come and beat that.
Jared Filsell, once again, starting another hot lap. Resuming the assault on pole. Crosses the start-finish line and starts his hot lap. The braking zone here through the first couple of turns. Braking and turning in a V8 Supercar is never a fun thing to do, but you have to manage it quite well for this racetrack as Jared Filsell dives down into that depression.
And we've got David Baxter blowing a lot of smoke just up in front as Filsell makes his way past. Baxter's trying to make it around the pit lane.
Yep. Still on Jared Filsell. He's coming up to Corey Slade, and it looks like Sean Kelly.
Yeah, both guys have got front left quarter panel damage, Slade and Kelly.
Goodness me.
Make way for Filsell here.
Yeah, those curbs really threatening to upset the car. Was Corey Slade going to let Jared Filsell by? Corey Slade goes into pit lane and Jared follows him, so evidently that lap wasn't good enough for Jared.
Trying to find someone else on the track. It looks like they're on a fast one. It might be Jake Burton, I think, maybe on a fast lap. Currently sitting in 15th position.
Yes, Jake Burton making sure to get a clean exit from that section of the track.
He's pretty well on the limit with his time of a 13.9. It's what he was able to do in practice earlier tonight.
Yeah, Jake Burton currently in 15th spot. If he wants to get into the top 10, he has to find 1/10, roughly. Maybe closer to 2/10. but it's still a very small fraction of a second. It looks like he's starting a hot lap.
Yeah, it was a very fast outlap by him.
Burton rounding the final turn over the start-finish line. And we're going to cross to Richard Hampstead once again. He's going through the chute right now. Hard braking. Losing about a tenth in the first sector to Madison Downs' lap time, so there must be something happening in the first sector on his laps that he's not quite happy with.
Yeah, I know these top three were sharing split times early this week, trying to compare where each one was finding or losing time. But he's went faster in the second sector, Hampstead over down, so he gains a little bit back there.
Yeah. Well, he's coming to the end of the lap now. Let's see what kind of time Hampstead can do, just kissing the inside wall there. There's a 13.351. That's not an improvement, unfortunately.
I think now Philsell's about to start a fast lap. As these guys are running out of time to pip down. Only 2.5 minutes left in the session.
Yeah, guys out on track already have a maximum one more lap to do in order to finalise their qualifying times.
But we have seen it done before. Guys putting down their fastest lap with only a couple of seconds to spare in the session. It's been done before.
Yep. Jared Philsell and Madison Down out on track together. First and second on the timesheets. Philsell has just set one of the fastest third sectors of the session, Brooksy.
One of the fastest first sections. You can see down in front. That would be all you need, wouldn't that? Be enough of the bait for you to go after it.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, as he gets crossed up and he might have gotten off track.
That's an off track. Oh no.
I don't think he'll get to the pits and get back out and get around to start another flying lap. So he was looking good that lap, but he's got an off track.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Jared Philsell. Down is in the pits as well. Hammer is in the pits as well. I don't know. There's a minute and a half left. Hammer exits.
Down's going again as well.
He's going. These guys are going to have to nail their outlaps if they want to get around. But Jared is not going to have enough time, unfortunately.
So that'll be all eyes on Hampstead.
Yeah, Jared Philsell still goes out on track though. We've got cars off the track everywhere. Yeah, Madison Down, I don't think he's going to have enough time either. They're not going to come back around in time to start their final hot lap as we just go under 40 seconds to go in this session. Madison Down isn't even halfway around the lap.
One guy that could upset the apple cart severely here is Sean Kelly. He's just started his fast lap. His last fast lap. He's not too far off.
Yeah, Sean Kelly in that blue TTR Holden Commodore. He'll be looking to absolutely nail this. He only needs a couple of tenths.
Coming up on David Baxter. I'm not sure if it's on a fast lap. He's just set his fastest lap, actually, David Baxter, over 14.9, so he may get out of the way of Sean.
Checkered flag flies. So that means that everyone currently on a hot lap is able to finish it. Everyone not currently on a hot lap is going to have to pull back into the pits.
As I'm pretty sure Hampstead was able to get around and start his last lap. So he timed that well.
Yep, Sean Kelly unfortunately had a bit of a cross up in the final hairpin. Oh goodness, Richard Hampstead. Massive slide, and he slowed down.
So there you have it. Pole set up for round 9 is Madison Down.
Madison Down pole. Wow. Ian Ford comes to the line, second in the championship. Oh, and he spins. He slides.
Ian Ford was also very quick in pre-qual too, I think, Reese, wasn't he?
Yeah, he definitely was. I'm just looking through the pre-qualifying now. He was third in pre-qualifying behind Phil Sell Down, so I think he'll be slightly disappointed with 7th in this qualifying session. Well, it looks like everyone's done, Brooksy. That was an incredible session to watch.
Oh, wasn't it? Well, it kept us going right at the last minute. Guys trying to scramble around to get that last lap in. I think Phil's cell was on a quick enough lap to beat down then, but that off track caused that right at the sort of stuffed that up for him right at the end.
Yeah, definitely a little last-minute slip-ups in that session. Well, we have the qualifying results up for you right now. Madison Down is on pole for tonight's main event, followed by Jared Philsell, just 10th behind. Richard Hampstead lines up 3rd. Sean Kelly is 4th. Michael Schreier 5th. 6th, Aaron Hamilton. Ian Ford 7th. 8th is Wayne C. Burke. Mitchell McLeod lines up 9th. He was able to improve on 12th. Nice job from him. And Brock Salmon, consistent and quick as ever, rounds out your top 10.
Yeah, and soon-to-be commentator Lee Ellis in 11th, Michael Healy in 12th, Sam Sutton 13th, Corey Preston got 14th, sorry, Jake Burton 15th, Jake Maloney in 16th, Hayden Dudman 17th, Todd Parks 18th, 19th went to Kurt Stenberg, and 20th went to Koenig.
Jake Blackhall lines up 21st. Alan Meyer lines up 22nd. 23rd is Craig Jones. 24th, Martin Carroll for SDC Motorsports. Will Dodd lines up 25th. Mitchell Abrahall 26th. Corey Slade lines up 27th. David Baxter 28th. 29th is Reese Goldfinch. And Mitchell Cholak is 30th.
Yeah, and then the guys was Simon Black in 31st. 32nd went to Heath Brennan. Bones Violin went 33rd. Jason Dickinson and Dale Nish never set times. They're 34th and 35th.
Well, that is your grid for tonight's V8SCOPS main event race. We've got 35 cars there that should take to the grid. Wow, I'm really looking forward to the racing tonight. 55 laps around this track with such a field as this. It's going to be fantastic.
It certainly is, and we mentioned before how hard it is to pass on this track, so the all-important qualifying, and Down's been able to step up to the plate.
Yeah, definitely, and lap traffic, I think, is going to be quite an issue, especially in the later stages of the race around here. Going to be a very exciting event.
Sorry, I was going to say we'll just take a break, and when we come back, we'll have the Split 2 race for you guys, and Madison Down and Lee Ellis calling all the action.
Tomorrow Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Truex in the outside contact, mate. 56 slides it at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even. Give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
G'day and welcome to round 9 of the V8 Supercars Online Premiere Series with Split 2 action brought to you live and exclusive from V8's Online. Tonight we bring the action to you from Sonoma. I'm joined tonight by my Trans Tasman Racing teammate Lee Ellis for this one. Hi Lee, how's it going?
Hey Madison, well done on pole, early qualifying.
Yeah, thanks for that. I didn't even look to see where you ended up actually, sorry. It's terrible awareness from a teammate, but... it's a pretty hot track actually tonight. I'm just looking in here at the Split 2 race as well, and it was 43 degree track temp for the main series, and for the Split 2 race it's 41 degrees, so very hot track conditions, and also clear skies as well, so it's gonna feel like there's virtually no grip for these guys.
Yeah, especially in these things, super horsepower, and they just slide, that's all they do. So it's going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah, you've got to really throw the car around gently. load the tyres up nice and progressively in this hot weather, and this session's actually going to be even worse, as I said, because even though the track's 2 degrees cooler, there's no cloud cover. It's clear skies, no cloud cover at all. So from the testing that I've done anyway, clear skies is bloody slippery, so that'll be interesting to see what kind of lap times these guys punch out. So we got qualifying coming up in about 5 minutes time, I believe. I'm looking at the laps time. We've got just over 5 minutes remaining in official practice. Then we'll head into a 20-minute qualifying session. So it shouldn't actually be too bad for traffic for these guys, because there's currently 18 drivers in the server on the entry list here. So should have plenty of clear track, which will be handy.
And clear track is what you need around here. The aero push and just sighting off the corners is really, really important.
Yeah, that, and the track is also very narrow in places where you can pretty much only get one car through the section of track, and even when a car does jump out of your way offline, it can be very off-putting, and it still can feel like you've got to thread the needle through a very narrow gap, and that in itself makes the session hard. And also it's a short lap. I mean, fastest time of the session at the moment, should I say, is Matt Stratford on a 1:14.2. The track is only just over 3 kilometres long, so it's a big advantage for these guys. I suppose it's disappointing we don't have a full grid, but at the same time, it's an advantage in qualifying that the field is smaller.
Definitely, it helps. I wish I had this much space in my qualifying. I think Richard would wish he had space in his qualifying too.
There was definitely a few run-ins in the main game qualifying that we just saw with lapped cars or guys on fast laps approaching guys on out laps or in laps, and I don't know, the the tensions can run pretty hot, and guys can lose their patience a little bit. So, and I think we had 40 odd cars on track, so as I said, that's very difficult to manage. And this pit entry and exit, should I say, particularly pit exit, it pretty much fires you out there right into the line of fire of cars starting the hot laps, and also the closing speed there is huge. It's probably 80 odd Ks or so closing speed, so it's very hard to even get out of the pit.
Oh, exactly, and you don't want to be jumping in front of people and ruining their start of the lap, because it is a long time around, but sometimes you're just going to have to wait your time and then just try and find a gap.
Yeah, especially with no escape qualifying as well. That makes it very difficult, because to do an outlap takes probably slow outlap's generally the way to go in these weather conditions, is keep the tyres for that hot lap. So an outlap's going to take you around about a minute 30 to do, and then minute 25, and then if you come round, instantly get balked, less than 200 metres into your hot lap, it's very frustrating, because then you've got to come back round, spend another minute 10, minute 15 getting in from where you got balked, and then do another outlap. So it effectively wastes 5 minutes of the session, really. So it's it's very frustrating. And then if you drive with frustration, then that affects your performance a lot as well. So it is a tough one, but I'll instead of talking about all the negatives and positives of qualifying, we'll move on to the practice time so far, and we've got Matt Stratford from Torque and 4 Motorsports, who has done a 1:14.294 and currently fastest in practice. Stephen Clark of Trans-Tasman Racing is 1:14.299, so only 0.05 of a second off the fastest time so far. Joshua Burden currently third on a 14.4. James Scanlon, good job there for him, up on a 14.8. Liam Wild 14.8 in fifth. Brian Borg 14.8. It's a popular time, that. 3 guys on 14.8s, and Matt Jones in position 7 on a 14.9. Also very close. Robbie Tomei 1:15.0. Sam McLeod 1:15.3. Jay Kennedy, the great Jay Kennedy, I should say, for V8s Online, 15.5. So yeah, the Jay Kennedy. Hopefully he's not using an alternate line on his hot lap, and you got to say to him, got to use a normal line on your hot laps. It's the fastest way. So, but maybe we'll see some alternate line action in the race. Who knows? Chris Hogan 11th so far. Shane Seedoff 12th. Daniel Trim 13th, Jamie Kingston 14th, Scott Party 15th, Josh Swordsell 16th, Trent Thomas 17th. Trent Thomas runs the Star Mazda Australian Championship happening on Thursday nights and does a great job doing that. So it's cool to see him running the V8 as well. Got Ashley Weir there in 18th. So as I said, only 18 cars. The field spread is a little bit bigger than we would like, but at the same time, it's pretty competitive up top. Very close lap times, and as I said, there was 3 cars on a 14.8 and then a 14.9 there. So they're inside the top 10. I think it should be a pretty close fight.
Oh, definitely. The top 9 should covered by a second. So around here, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not too bad on a challenging track like this. You know, big curbs, undulating, hot weather conditions. It's got all the ingredients to create more of an uncompetitive field, I guess. It's a very challenging lap, as you know. So still pretty competitive in this one. And I don't know, what are we predicting for pole position? What kind of lap time do you think these guys will get down to?
With the 14.2 currently, let's just say they might speed it up a bit and go 14.1.
Yeah, I think the quickest we would see in these weather conditions would probably be a 14 dead. It'd have to be a pretty good lap, I think, for any of these guys to jump into the 113 range. But you know, we'll see. I think a 14.2 in this weather conditions pretty respectable from Matt Stratford and Stephen Clark. That's pretty much on the money. You got a prediction for pole position?
Oh, look. do we say Sandman or?
It's hard. Look, it's hard to go
hard
past.
to know.
It's hard to go past Sandman. I mean, obviously he's got the best car in the series, so he's got no excuses there. TTR car, it's a rocket, as we all know. So it'd probably be disappointing to see him anywhere but pole position. But I've got to say, Matt Stratford's doing a very good job, and that's a Full Motorsports car as well. And he's got Mitchell McLeod in that team in the main game, who's obviously had a lot of success over the last probably 5 odd years. And Joshua Burden, JFF, he's in, I think. So he's in a pretty good team there as well. So I think the battle for pole is going to be out of those top 3. Probably stating the obvious, given that they're 1, 2, 3 in practice. But I think I've got to go with Sandman for pole.
Sandman for pole. Well, I'm going to have to disappoint Sandman here. I reckon Joshua Burden's going to get it. I reckon he's going to shave it. He's only a 10th behind him, so I reckon he might shave it off and pull out a lap. Sorry, Sandman.
Yeah, actually on cue, Joshua Burden's just gone quicker at the end of this practice session. Only 30 seconds remaining. Joshua Burden's closed it down to only a 10th off the fastest in practice. So you might be right with that in mind, Lee. It's probably not a bad prediction.
I like to be right at some things every now and then.
Oh, yeah, listen, race control is talking to the field at the moment. Simon Black of OSR.
Simon Black's
field luck.
Doing double duty. He's racing in the first race and main game and race controlling this.
The interesting note there. We saw in the main game, no escapes allowed. You got to drive the car back to the pits and then go again. So you got to do the complete in-lap and out-lap process, which is very time-consuming and also frustrating if it doesn't go your way. In this session, Race Control's just announced that with this series that those guys don't have to drive back to the pits. They are allowed to escape. So that gives these guys a little bit more flexibility, I guess. They don't have to do the in-laps, and it's not as important to do laps when it counts. However, they are missing 10 minutes in qualifying. We had half an hour, they've only got 20, so it's probably similar in the end. As we start this session, 30 seconds in qualifying, the guys commence their outlaps. Josh Burden first out on track.
He's absolutely dragging it on his outlap.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I noticed that as well. He's absolutely smashing curbs and got the thing on the rugged edge. So maybe he's just... I mean, I wouldn't think that's the way to go with the weather being hot. Back in the second car in Q and Sandman is Stephen Clark. Definitely doing a slower outlap, not pushing the car as hard. And I think that's the way to go. To do the fastest lap time, the tyres will only be good for 1 lap, so you got to save them on the outlap. Don't get them too hot. Track temp will get them hot for you. It's 41 degree track temp, so it's a very tough one. As Josh Burden about to commence his lap, takes a nice wide line. Jumps back to second in line to Stephen Clark in the TTR Commodore. Not the greatest run on the main straight. Got a little bit of wheel spin as we were right on board with Sandman for this qualifying lap. See how he does. He's on the rev limiter hard into turn 1. That's a little bit surprising. I thought he would have pulled the extra gear, but over this hill, you just got to use as much curve as you can. Yeah, try and get the power down smoothly. It's really hard. It's off camber. You take a little bit of inside curve there, and then a little bit over the top. Just miss the apex slightly,
He's
run
got a bit
wide.
of understeer there. Oh, he's well off.
He's throwing that one away. So obviously we won't be able to finish that lap. He's just run wide. Very easy to do. At the top of that hill, it just goes off camber, and the car just wants to run out into the grass, and the grass there is very, very slippery. So obviously Sandman there aborts that lap. Joshua Burden hasn't aborted his lap. He's still hard in it, but very committed. Bad understeer at the second to last corner. That was terrible. Thing just did not want to turn.
His tyres would be cooked by now. It'd have to be.
I'm actually
Looks like
surprised.
he's going to go for another one.
Looks like he's going to start a second lap. So he's done effectively 2 hot laps on the set of tyres with a fast out lap and then a first hot lap. He's going to go for another lap. So
the only way I can see he's doing is he's trying to put in a banker.
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
in case. So first banker and then maybe sort of settle it down. But he's just driving the tyres off.
Yeah, as the first car to go through with a, I suppose, mistake-free lap, Brian Borg has gone through for provisional pole at the moment on 1:15.5. So we're not quite down to the practice times yet. No one's done a mega quick lap, but it is first lap of the session. Only half the cars have completed a lap so far. But the field as it stands right now is Brian Borg, Ashley Weir, Chris Hogan, as Robbie Tomei actually goes to the top while
5/10
reading
quicker.
that list. Yeah, 15.0 for Robbie Tomei. And an interesting thing, I'm not sure, I don't think that's a glitch. That's identical to his practice time.
Yeah, well.
Absolutely identical.
To the
No
1,000.
difference at all. Yeah, 3 decimal places, Robbie Tomei has matched his practice time. So that's actually a pretty good effort. It's you know, I mean, they've had 2 hours of practice. Matt Stratford goes P1 on a 1:15.014 in the Ford Motorsports car. Still 8 tenths off. So that's interesting.
Burden
Joshua
goes
Burden.
14.7.
Yeah, that's impressive.
His second lap,
on his
wow.
second lap. And the director, Seb's just noted something interesting and revealed to us that the temperature has actually gone up. So it was 26 degrees air temp, 41 degree track. It's actually now 27 degrees air and 42 track. And I think the wind actually is up as well from where it was in practice. So the track is worse than it was. So we may not see quicker lap times like we were expecting down in the low 14s. We may actually drop a few tenths and only be doing mid 14s. So that's actually not too bad of a lap for Josh Burden, 14.7. We've got Stephen Clark coming to the line currently to start his hot lap, I believe. Finishing a lap. So interesting to see where he jumps up here. 14.0.
Wow.
That's a mega lap.
And we are going quicker than practice now, man.
That's, yeah, wow.
That's 2 tenths quicker. Quality lap by Sandman.
I'm blown away. I'm going to call sandbagging, surely.
Yeah, easy.
That was sandbagging in practice. That's a mega lap. That's very impressive.
I think that could be due to, because it looked like Sandman did a slow lap and
Yeah.
slow out lap.
Well, Sandman's one of the few guys at the moment that's actually doing slow out laps. So he's been very cautious on the out lap, making sure he looks after tyres. And I'll tell you what, that's paid dividends for him there. He's got about 6 tenths over the field at the moment. We got Josh Burton in P2, 14.71. Matt Stratford P3, 14.79. So pretty close there in second. And they're the 3 guys that we're talking about being up there fighting for pole that are 1, 2, 3 at the moment. But it's going to be tough for Burden and Stratford to chase that gap down. Got Matt Stratford coming to the line. His first sector was a little bit off, but his second sector was on the money. So interesting to see where this puts him 14.8, so not quite as quick as his personal best so far. Runs off there as he finishes the lap.
Bit committed. I was looking at Stratty's times. He's done 3 laps in a row, so again, those tyres, they're going to be absolutely fried by the end of it. Yeah,
so Sandman is the only one, really. He's doing lap, and then pit, lap, then pit. So someone just jumped up there. Matt Jones has just jumped to P3 on a 14.748. So he's actually gone a 1/10.5 faster as well than practice. So I was just talking about these guys not going as fast as practice because the temperatures has gone up, but that's 2 guys I can see notably up the top of the field that have jumped up the order and gone quicker than practice. Sandman's back on a lap, had it very, very poor across the curb there in the NASCAR section of the track. It just bounced off the curb badly and awkwardly, and actually, yeah, I'd say that would have hurt the tyres when he hit that curb badly, so he's thrown that lap away and he's backed out of it. Interesting to see if he goes for a second lap or whether he just parks it. Brian Borg behind him seems to be on a lap as well. So he's down in position 7 at the moment, 15.355 for Brian Borg. Jay Kennedy, V8's Online's own, did get into the top 10 briefly, but has fallen down to 11th and a 15.735 lap time. He's currently about 2/10 off his practice time. It's not a bad showing there, just outside the 10, so it's not too bad for Jay Kennedy.
Yes.
Sam McLeod currently on a lap as well. Coming into the hairpin, very shallow, takes a lot of curb, gets it up on 2 wheels. It can work for you, but it just tends to unsettle it slightly, particularly in the hot conditions.
You need the car behind you to be able to ride those curbs well.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool actually to see Sam McLeod in this series. We all of course know Mitchell McLeod. He's been running in the series for a very long time, as long as I can remember, probably since 2010, Mitch has been driving the V8 Supercar in iRacing, so he's been around for a very long time. And I know a lot of guys question, McLeod, there's another McLeod name, is that related to Mitch? And yeah, it is actually. Sam McLeod is Mitch's dad, so it's awesome to see father and son both running in the same series, and same cars as well, same team and everything. So it's cool to see Sam running and doing a reasonably good job at the moment. He's up there in position 9 on a 1:15.6.
It's good to get new names behind, and Mitch is a staple around V8 Online and the series as well. So
yeah, he does. That's a good point actually as well. He does a lot of work for V8 Online and the series as a whole. He has done the V8SCOPS website. He generally on top of that pretty well and updates it pretty swiftly. So that's all out of his own time. He doesn't get paid to do that. Does it because he wants to do it. So yeah, that's good stuff from Mitch, and we do appreciate his work. Sandman on another flying lap here. He's got 2 cars in front of him. Just got to be careful not to get balked here. He may...
Borg moves over
out of the way.
He's just rode right over that curb.
Yep, Sandman's just seemed to lose the back on entry a little bit and found himself going over the curb. As we head to Matt Stratford, who is on a lap, and he has done a 14.283 and gone quicker than his practice time as well. Oh, he's thrown it away on the next lap. Into the fence for Stratford. But that's a good time for Stratty. That's quicker than his practice time. So 14.283, pretty good showing. And I'm trying to remember last time we were here. Is pole position on inside or outside? I seem to remember it being on the outside for turn 1.
Yeah, I think it is on the outside from memory.
Yeah, I couldn't remember. I was almost considering trying to go for second in our qualifying session because I thought, well, you find yourself hung out to dry. If you had a bad start, which is a pretty common occurrence for me, I know that. So if you had a bad start, you can find yourself high and wide. So second actually may not be a bad position, depending on where it is. From memory, I think second is on the inside. So yeah, we saw that Suzuka as well. Suzuka pole position is on the outside line. But Josh Burden is on a good lap
Matt
at the
Jones
moment.
jumped up to 14.5 into third. They're
Good
bringing
lap
the
from
fight
Matt
to
Jones.
Sandman.
Yep, they're slowly reeling him in. Josh Burden also on a quick one at the moment with a reasonable first sector as he gets towards the second to last corner. It's been a... Oh, I was about to say it's been a very clean lap, but he's just missed that last apex that you see by a fair... There's a bit of an anger crash there, and the pit entry rides the fence. But that was... yeah, that's pure frustration there from Josh Burden. He's... I think that must have been a good lap. We had Seb, a director, calling the split, and it was a good split for Sector 1. So I'd say he's thrown away a good lap there, and clearly not happy about it. That's what we call rage crashing.
Yeah,
And there's
I know that well.
plenty of good places to do it here, including jumps about a kilometre long and things like that. So what have we got? I'm just having a look. James Scanlon actually in position 5, 14.911. That's a pretty good lap for Scanlon as well. So he'll be up there and pretty happy with that, I think. On cue, James Scanlon has disappeared from our timing screens.
Oh, he's back again. Just crosses the line.
Oh yeah, here he is.
He's gonna get held up by his
Being
teammate.
balked by his teammate, Jay Kennedy. As
Oh, what's he doing?
Jay Kennedy's coming out of the lane in front of his teammate. That's not going to be popular in the team garage.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's an awkward one. I know what that's like, and that's almost as bad as running into your teammate, actually, when you balk him on a qualifying lap. So James Scanlon, I'd say, would be a little bit frustrated with that, but he looks like he's pushing on.
Oh, you
It's a
have to
torque
push
fest,
on.
isn't it? I'm just
Oh,
looking
yeah,
at this. There's torque cars everywhere at that point in time. And James Scanlon come out. Ashley Weir also there, and also Jay Kennedy. And Jay Kennedy and Sandman are running line to stern on track here. So we've got the V8s on the line, commentary team in a little bit of a cluster. Jay Kennedy's around Sandman up, is he? Yep.
Around the outside.
The Sandman, again, is doing these slow out laps. So he seems to be one of the only guys doing that. I've not really noticing too many other guys doing mega slow out laps.
Well,
Although, Scott Party looks like he's doing a slow one, but we do have Josh Burden on a hot lap again. He's on a good first split. And I really hope he doesn't miss the second to last corner apex, because otherwise he's going to be after me.
he really just needs to settle it down and...
Yeah, reasonable second sector, grabs the curb, meets the apex, uses all the road. This could be the lap to put him up into the front row of the grid. He's just
a bit wide.
nose of the car. I don't know about you, Lee, but watching his laps over the past 5 minutes, he's just got a little bit of understeer in that front end. So 14.255 up onto the front row for Josh Burden. That's a great lap. Quicker than practice too, by about a 10th and a half. So that's pretty good.
Good confidence to
Sandman.
finally put that lap in as well.
Yeah, after a few mistakes, it can be hard to bounce back. And Sandman is now on another lap, so he's obviously provisional pole. I should actually remember, I haven't even brought it up, but 5 minutes to go in this session. So if you're going to do a lap, now's the time to do it. There's not a lot of time left.
Oh, he's a bit wide.
Massive
He
slide.
held it together. He was completely sideways.
That was pretty much on the lock stops there for Sandman.
And he's ram wide at the last turn.
Oh, keeps out of the vents. Yeah, I think he might have lost a lot of time from that first initial slide. Who have we got on laps? It looks like Matt Jones, we think, is on a lap. Out lap. Trying to see.
Ashley Lee seems like he's on it.
Looks on it. And also Liam Wilde was behind him, was very aggressive off the curbs. I had a bit of a chuckle, but he's thrown that lap away. He's parked it. Jay Kennedy and Ashley Weir both on laps. Ashley Weir very wide at the hairpin, so where is he at the moment? He's done a 14.990 and sits in position 6. That is around about half a second quicker than his practice time, so that's a good improvement. Seen these guys a lot faster than their practice times, which is fairly surprising actually, given that it is hotter than practice. I'm blown away that these guys managed to get even quicker in qualifying.
It's probably what we call sandbagging.
Yeah.
GTR.
Or hashtag race set. Or is
Yeah,
that
race set.
the-
Full
race
fuel.
set in practice. Yeah. Don't quite. That's probably the easiest way to sandbag. Just fill the car up, drop the tire pressure, and do
Cut
some
a
race
few
laps. Yeah.
Well, Ashley Lee definitely didn't improve on that one, but he definitely cut that first little turn 1 part.
We got Sam McLeod looks to be starting a lap. Where's Sam McLeod these days? He's position 13, 1:15.6. So he's dropped. What I think last time we were with him, I think he was actually inside
He's in
the 10.
top 10.
I think he was 9th. Yeah, so he's actually fallen down the order a little bit since the last time we brought Sam McLeod up. We've got Daniel Trim in the series this round, which is great to see. It's a new name. Haven't had that one before, I'm told, so that's good to see. And Daniel Trim currently sits in 16th on a 1:16.024, so a little bit down the order, but as we all know, these cars are an absolute mission to even get around the track, let alone do good numbers. So he's doing a good job. It's not too far off the money, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he goes in the coming rounds.
Oh, it's great to see new faces every now and then.
Oh, you love to see new faces. Like you see, participation over this series has slowly gone downhill since the start, but we got to try and keep that up as much as we can. And anytime we see some new names, new faces, great to see. And you know, once upon a time, everyone was a new name and face, and interesting to see how they go working their way up the order. Daniel Trim actually looks like he's on a lap currently, judged by the commitment that I'm seeing from him. So the LIT Motorsports Commodore, quite a smart looking livery on those cars.
It's not bad. That purple really set it off though. Never really see purple on the car.
Yeah, and the simulated sponsor up the side, very obvious as well, which is great to see. And I know sponsors love it when it's easy to read. That's what sponsors want. So that's what you want with that car, with the livery. It's great design.
In the bottom half of there's a minute 20 left in this session as well. So that guys really need to either get out there now or need to be out there now.
Yeah,
if they
if you're
want to
not
get
out,
another lap on.
if you're not out there now, it's session over. See a few guys in the pits. Yeah, Matt Stratford coming to the line currently. I believe he's finishing a hot lap. Very slow first sector, but interesting to see what he does here. Gonna have to push on, yeah, 14.693, so not quite.
Oh,
there. That was close. Oh, bit excellent.
That is, you don't want to get any closer right there. That would have thrown his lap away as well, so he would be spewing.
I think that would have scared Matt Jones quite a lot, seeing that. Stephen Clark on his final lap currently struggling to make the apex at the hairpin. I think it's going to be a big ask for him to go quicker. Who else have we got on laps? Daniel Trim finishing a lap. Liam Wild, I'd say, finishing a lap as well. Coming to the line now. Liam Wild finishes the session in position 12. The last lap was not an improvement. Daniel Trim, 22.0. That's not an improvement. Ashley Weir
started in the lap.
So
he's only got 5 seconds left in the session, so it's almost just squeezed in.
Bad missed apex at turn 2. Stephen
Sam
Clark
Nance coming around.
Check it.
Sideways. 14.257. That would have put him second if he didn't already do his lap. But
yeah, so we don't have too many guys left in this one. Matt Jones, he's not going to get back to the line to start a lap. He was on an out lap. Robbie Tomei, see if he's... Yes, we got Robbie. Oh, massive moment. Kennedy in the fence. So Jay's last lap over and out, but gotta say 15.239 and inside the top 10 for Jay Kennedy. So that's a good result. Position 9 for Jay in the 4 Motorsports Commodore. Tomei 15.409 and stays in position 8 on a 15.071.
Daniel Trim's coming around the last turn.
Yep.
And
Daniel
ran very, very wide.
This is... sideways.
That car is... No, he's pulled out.
Ashley Weir, I think, is the last driver remaining on a lap in the 4 Motorsports Commodore. Comes to the line.
Doesn't
15.262, no improvement for Ashley Weir. So that rounds out qualifying for round 9 of Split 2 of the V8 Supercar Online Premier Series. Quality results on screen for you now. So Stephen Sandman Clark keeps his drive at TTR with pole position in round 9 in Split 2 on a 14.098. Josh Burden, 14.255, position 2. Matt Stratford, position 3, 14.283. So those top 3 guys we were suspecting were in the top 3 in the end. Matt Jones, good result there, 14.539 and almost best of the rest with 3 tenths in front, 4 tenths behind for him. James Scanlon, position 5, 14.911. So that's good for Scanlon as well. That's a good top 5 result.
For Scanlon.
Ashley Weir, position 6, 14.99. Shane Steedoff, position 7, also on a 14.99. So we got Robbie Tomei, 15.071. Jay Kennedy, 15.239, inside the 10. Brian Borg, rounding out the 10, 115.254. What have we got? Jamie Kingston, 11th, 15.4. Liam Wild, 12th, 15.4. Sam McLeod, Mitch's dad there, 15.6. That's a good result for him. Josh Sawtell, 15.8. Scott Party, 15.8. Daniel Trim, the newcomer, 16.0. Chris Hogan, 16.0. Trent Thomas, 16.3, rounding out the field. So, pretty competitive in places. I mean, we've got the top 3 that are currently a bit clear of the field, but it is competitive in that midfield. We got from 5th to 10th is only half a second covered in that range of the field. So, yeah, pretty close there in the mid-pack.
Yeah, it should be a good race. We've got Sandman starting on the outside, so you were right.
Yeah.
It's been a while since we've been here. So
I'm not a fan of that. That's bad news for me.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't do a U and actually selects a gear, he should be fine.
As long as he actually... Well, I think I looked it up at Suzuka, which obviously that wasn't broadcast that round, but I got the second worst start in the field at Suzuka. So
Typical
that's
Madison.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. We got the lights up there, 5-second board in the air. We go green. Any second now. Green flag.
Oh, Sandman
start.
has
That's a good start, Sandman.
great start. Bit tight at the back.
Pretty even start by most of the guys. It looks to be pretty clean. It narrows
Straight
up
is
into a
firing
funnel. It's
inside.
3 wide
Oh.
back in the field.
Oh, sideways.
Oh.
What's that?
Scanlon's copped a hit and fallen back a little bit. He's still under attack there from Robbie Tomei, and Tomei grabs 2 wheels, nearly hits him across the crest.
They're fighting for the sheep stations here.
Oh, Jay Kennedy, very, very shallow in the NASCAR section of the track, but we do have Sandman leading the field. Managed to keep his advantage of pole position. Still 2 wide back in the field. Jay Kennedy with a massive slide at the
struggling
hairpin.
with that rear.
Pretty clean start though. It's very, very tough to have a clean first lap at Sonoma. Those first few corners are single file and it really narrows up at the top of the hill. At the front of the field, Matt Stratford looking racy behind Joshua Burden into the last corner.
He needs to get the move done pretty quick, otherwise we'll get stuck behind Burden and we'll ruin his tyres trying to push.
Absolutely, and these guys were so even. Borg and Wild side by side on the main straight. There's a massive bump there that sets the car off into the slide. Brian, close into turn 1.
Concrete
William
walls.
Wild he's going to give him a hit.
Nudging.
That was a little bit hairy up the main straight. William Wild gets sideways on the exit of turn 3. Good little exchange there. Sandman checking out currently. He's got real good pace early in this one. Matt Stratford with a run on Burden once again. Burden just made a little mistake there. Sandman missed the apex of that hairpin then by about a kilometre. That was a long way wide of the apex.
Stratty seems all over Burden right here. He's right underneath his wing.
Massive, massive, massive pressure. We're on board with Burden at the moment. Looking back, Stratford.
Stratty's got to run here. He has to capitalise.
He's down the inside. He's very late. Very late.
Oh, on the rears.
Burden crisscrosses
he might
in.
lose 2 positions here.
Got to watch Matt Jones behind him as well. So Nicely played by Burton. He saw that Stratton was very hot on the brakes. He couldn't pull it up, skated in on the rears, opened the steering and let him sail on through and then was straight back underneath him. So nice awareness there from Josh Burton. Stratford
right back on
knows
his wing.
he has to get this done and he's pushing hard to achieve it. Burton's car, again at that second last corner, just not quite getting the nose into the corner that well, and I think that's hurting him a lot. He just can't get the nose pointed, and once he does, the rear begins to slide. So again, just misses the apex a little bit there, runs wide, but Stratford was not there to capitalise. Interestingly though, Sandman doesn't look like he has massive pace because he's not really pulling away. So with those guys battling, I would have expected Sandman to be pulling out actually a pretty sizable lead, but he hasn't managed to do so.
He might have had a bad lap this lap. He was at least 2 or 3 tenths quicker than Burton last lap, but
Either that or he's just monitoring the gap, you know, he's just driving
to
that
what he
gap.
needs to.
Yeah, not pushing the car too hard and just keeping the tyres on it. He's far enough ahead, he doesn't have to worry about any attack from behind, and he's just probably monitoring that gap.
No, it's smart driving. I guess you learn from the best.
Scanlon's actually collected the wall on the main straight, and hopefully there's no damage from that. The rear right's a little bit bent. It's Rob Tomei and Wild at turn 3. Liam Wild with good pace here. All over
He's
the back
just
of
moving
Rob
forward,
Tomei.
isn't he?
A few laps ago he was all over the back and got moved on Brian Borg with that 2 wide action he saw, and now he's straight up onto the back of Robbie Tomei. So that's good stuff. The Monster 21 car is going to have to make sure he gets the power down nice and smoothly. Oh, Jay Kennedy! He's got to stay still. Yep,
There's the car
spun it round. That was a big crash by the looks of it. I only caught the back end of that. So Jay Kennedy has had a lose. We'll grab a replay of that one. Down into the cup section of the track. He's just...
He's just run wide.
Yeah, he's just run wide and the curve's awkward there and it's just got away from him. It's popped awkwardly on the curve and just never got the power down after it. So I think that's going to be pretty substantial damage for Jay Kennedy. Bad front end damage. That'll be all kinds of things. Aero,
Race over,
geometry.
almost.
Yeah, that's going to really hurt his
He's
race.
staying
With
out.
only 20 laps, that's going to be pretty hard to come back from. And head back up to the battle for the lead. With Sandman still leading, he's only got half a second over Josh Burton at the line. So I'm not sure that Sandman has that great of a car underneath him. Actually, I know in the main game cars, I don't know, can't complain too badly, I guess, because we did grab pole, and Sean Kelly was also up there, I think, in top 5 as well.
Yeah,
but
somewhere.
we've he was up there somewhere. We've struggled a little bit for setup at TCR, and also Sandman hasn't really done too many laps, so he may not quite feel like he has the car beneath him that he wants. Just a little mistake there at second last corner, but again, Josh Burton couldn't get the nose pointed in, so I don't think Sandman's actually as strong as I was expecting him. Yeah, in qualifying he kind of blitzed the field, but right now he doesn't look like he's really got the pace to pull away.
It's surprising though. He's in clean air, and it's his race to lose almost at the moment. But might just develop a little bit of understeering, I think.
Got Robbie Tomei, who was under attack a few laps ago from Liam Wild, still is to some extent, but Tomei is ranged up onto the back of the 4 Motorsports Commodore of James Scanlon. So Scanlon we saw in the wars, I believe, with Tomei in the opening lap, and yeah, that battle was heating up once again. So that was an awkward curb hit actually at that last S-bend from Scanlon, and Liam Wild's actually closer to Tomei than what Tomei is to Scanlon now. This is a good little battle. It's a little 3-way fight, and also look up the road. Shane Steedolf up the road for LIT Motorsports is not that far ahead, so this could work its way into a 4-way train. And Brian Borg actually is only around about a second off the train behind as well, so this is a good little battle. Tomei, good run on Scanlon. Scanlon misses the apex shockingly, but Liam Wild, this is very wild.
Everyone just followed Scanlan on.
Yes, yeah, oh, cone's flying through there and everything last corner there. Yeah, Scanlan missed the apex and everyone just followed him wide, so that was a little bit exciting. It's very easy to do. Just use the lead car as a marker, and if you're not careful, you find yourself following their mistakes. Head back to battle for 12th and 13th, which is between McLeod and Party.
They ran really wide there. He's off the track.
He's off at turn 3, top of the hill, so we've cut to the action, and unfortunately Sam McLeod has made a mistake. He's under attack immediately as he jumps back on from Chris Hogan. There's contact.
Bit of contact.
Oh, and Jamie Kingston gets in on the action on the Mancade Motorsports car. And we've also got Trent Thomas in the Mack Falcon right behind as well.
Turned out to be a good little battle, this.
Yeah, that mistakes really opened this one up into a four-way battle as well, so that's cool to see.
Sam just needs to get his head back down and focus on his apexes, and he will catch Josh.
Spomme with a big error once again at second last corner. Runs wide at the last corner. William Wild is right there. Can he capitalise? Brian Borg also right there. So William Wild, I'd say, has the best looking car in that train at the moment. And Tomei just seems to be struggling a little bit. James Scanlon has some internet issues up the road, blinking. That'll be putting off Tomei as well, so he probably won't be too happy about that.
Ran a little bit wide there. You can't pass around it. You really need to set it up all the way through.
Yeah.
From turn 1 all the way onto down here into the NASCAR section.
Yeah, it's very tough. There's probably only probably 2 places you can do it. Into this spot of the track, you get a good run off here. You can dive bomb into this hairpin.
Oh, just as Borg tries to and can't pull it up.
Good little battle. Very good little battle. And the other place, that's one spot at that hairpin, and also at the last hairpin, the last corner, that is probably one of the best places on the track, but it is very hard because you need to be close in this section of the track, and this section is 5th and 6th gear running, very high speed, about 160k corner, that second last corner, and you get bad aero push, so you just can't really get close enough, and unless a mistake comes, it's just Borg very late on the brakes. So at the front, we got Burden still challenging for the lead. He is only 0.2 of a second behind Stephen Clark, so at the line that time by. So
Sandman's struggling here a bit.
Yeah, he's absolutely in struggle streak. There's no other way to put it. He just can't get that turned in at the top of the hill. We saw that in qualifying as well. Burden
a little bit
gives
touched.
him a hit, sends him wide. He won't capitalise. He knows that wasn't the right thing to do, but he's got a cover from Stratford. Very late on the brakes again. Sandman is struggling.
He needs to figure out something. Maybe switch the bars. Sideways. He's gonna.
Again, he's lucky that in the section of the track he did that single file, and Burden could not capitalise. He just can't get it turned. He's wide again. He just absolutely struggling to get the thing turned in.
Thing's got no turn. As soon as it does grip, it sends him sideways.
Again, no turn at the second to last corner. So Burden with a big run, looks towards the inside. Sandman's late on the brakes, can't stop it. Burden underneath him.
Lost a position, made lose
here. No, it's gone. He's clear. Burden's got the traction to the lead. So Stephen Clark with substantial grip issues on that lap and finally succumbed to the pressure from Josh Burden. Sandman wide.
This doesn't bode well for us.
I'm seriously concerned, actually, because
it's only lap 10 as well, so halfway into the race.
Obviously, Sandman's 1 lap speed was fine. I mean, he got pole position by roughly 0.2 over the field, so 1 lap pace.
Wide.
Yeah, 1 lap pace from our car and Sandman's car, and that this extent, no dramas. But race pace.
Race pace.
I was going to use a naughty word to describe it, but it doesn't look very good. Put it that way.
Just need to make it.
There's synonyms for the not very good, but I won't use them. Oh, that was a massive. Who was that? It was James Scanlon got massively sideways there, but he's still got to worry a little bit about Tomei, Wild, and Borg behind him.
Those internet issues will hurt him a bit.
We got Jones on Stratford
gets the job done. Oh, he doesn't get it out of that hairpin. That is... he had it done and just couldn't.
Oh, Sandman hits the fence on the main straight. That's a huge moment. That was massive. Oh, man. He's under attack as we're wide, but Sandman, that bump in the road just completely set that off into a slide. And see, in the fence, I'd say that would have done damage. I think that was a pretty big hit.
Straight.
He hit that with an angle. I'd say that thing's going to be bent. That the whole transaxle and independent rear end in that car is not going to be aligned very well. And oh, that's amazing. Normally that's easy fight out through there. So that car is...
that car's lost every grip, every single molecule of grip it ever had.
Well, we saw that in qualifying. So we got Borg all over the back of Tomei, looking to go around the outside, but that curve upsets the car a lot. He can't do it. Runs wide into the next section. Yeah, it's the single file through. There's nothing we can do about it. Gotta say, Matt Jones is starting to look racy. He's got good pace on Matt Stratford in front of him. Sandman seems to have got his act together, and the damage may not be too bad. He's not too bad.
He got away with that.
Yeah, he might have just got away with it. Got 9 laps to go, and we jump on board with Matt Jones looking at the battle ahead. He can see his target. It's Matt Stratford, and as we well know, catching is one thing and passing is another.
Yeah, track position around here is key. If you got track position, he's looking very, very, very strong.
I think that Sandman is absolutely banking on that right now. I don't think he's got a very good car beneath him, especially after he sent Alan Q sideways heading down the hill. Again, terrible off curbing. So
he just needs to use his elbows right now.
You know what? He might have actually dragged it on the concrete on purpose to try and make it handle better.
Yeah, well, I think anything would do. He needs pretty much everything in anything he's got now. Understeer again.
Very wide Stratford with a
it's
big
his straight,
run.
he's going to send it.
Sandman's just going to try and hang wide, get the power down. Can't do it. He's got to be careful with Jones, but Jones not close enough to capitalise. So Sandman,
good pass by Stratty.
Another position. That was it. Yeah, nice clean move from Matt Stratford. He had a big crack earlier in the race and didn't manage to do it. Borg has a look down the inside of Robbie Tomei.
May get done.
It's going to be a drag
contest.
I think Tomei's got the drive. It's very tough to get the power down from the inside of the road there. You've got to kind of get a long way up because you just can't get the drive. Tomei's wide, so's Borg. Followed him into a mistake.
Quality pass.
That was...
never seen a pass there.
That was... I think there was a bit of luck involved in that because Tomei went in very hot. Borg followed him but got the job done.
Oh, a pass is a pass.
Yeah, exactly. Got it done in the end. No contact made. That's a very, very fast section of the track to do it. So, interesting to see if Borg can pull margin here over Tomei. He's been all over him the last few laps, and you see Liam Wilde has actually pulled a pretty big margin away from those guys now. There's Joshua Sawtell and Smack, Falcon, Scott Party right behind him as well.
Trading lap time, so they're very, very evenly contested.
Yeah, both did 16.9s last time by, and even the lap before, very, very close. Not a lot separating them. So, yeah, very, very... Sandman is continuing to go backwards. We'll head through a replay of that. We missed that one. So, where's he done that? He's done that second last corner. We see Sandman turn it in. No turn once again. Runs wide, sideways through the grass. Basically leaves him sitting duck at the hairpin. And Matt Jones got it done very nicely, yeah, and just drove away off the exit. So, not without his issues though. The Sandman with some pretty substantial grip problems at the moment. Very, very close call in the cup section of the track that time by. Very awkward across the curbing. So
he's just engaged parachute and gone straight backwards.
Yeah, absolutely. You could say that. It's a interesting way to put it, but yeah, he's struggling to move his way forward. He's dropped 3 positions in this one, and well, I'm worried. I might actually ring Sean Kelly and say, hey Sean,
Get
You know,
some
the
laps,
setup
man.
we've got. Yeah, make
Throw it in the bin.
Yeah, you've got roughly half an hour. But that's I'm actually blown away.
Those concrete walls around there are dire. Like, Sandman almost clipped the wall.
Like magnets. Oh, Sandman
Yeah.
actually pretty close to Matt Jones at the moment. So
Almost looks
through-
like he's got quality grip in the first few sectors and just loses it in the last.
interesting to note, looking through the field, Joshua Burden 15.5 last time. Matt Stratford 15.3. I'd say he'd be fastest in the field. Matt Jones 15.6. Sandman 15.9. So definitely Sandman is struggling. But Matt Stratford 2/10 quicker than the leader last time by. So could he have something for Joshua Burden in the remaining 5 laps of this one?
Oh, definitely. If he's kept his tyres on it, which he might have, but knowing the 12 motorsport cars, they like to throw it around a bit. But he's caught up a lot this lap.
But yeah, this lap in particular, Matt Stratford has really reeled that margin into Josh Burden and starting to look pretty closely at the JFF Racing Falcon in the lead. So I'd say Burden's going to have to start looking in his mirrors.
Yeah, the car seems better than the drive.
What a lap. 14.9 for Stratford. That is very quick. That's the second best lap of the race.
And it just took a
That
huge
is
chunk of time out of it.
Massively quick. That's actually quicker than a tenth slower than Josh Burden's best lap as well. So that's I'm impressed with that. That's an awesome lap so late in the race.
I'd take back my statement
that's-
of using their tyres.
That's only 7/10 off his qualifying lap. Basically 16 laps in. That's very impressive on a 42-degree track, or
Sideways
41-degree track now. Yeah, but he's lost a lot margin there at the hairpin. So the Jones and Sandman, very close. Sandman side by side.
Side by side through
Oh,
mystery.
that's close. Sandman, get the power down. Got the inside run. He's got to get across. He's just about clear, but Sandman, he's got to make this
Set Jones
apex.
up. He
Does
ran
it?
in a little bit shallow there, but he pulled it off.
Gets the position back. So Stephen Clark, good run there. He's got terrible understeer. Looking at that last, and then oversteer on exit, but then that last corner, that front end was just basically looked like a truck. It just would
Plowing.
not turn. Yeah, it was just plowing forward. The front tyres almost looked at heaps too much lock. Basically, there's no turn. So anyway, Sandman back up into the position 3 spot. So he did miss the start of that one, but 2 wide down the hill was pretty exciting as they head back to the battle for the lead. Very similar lap times last time by, even though we saw a mistake from Stratford.
But actually, there in the pits.
What?
He was
Actually,
running
in the pits, yeah,
running
that's-
in 6th, and now he's in pits.
That's
Just stop. Strange.
It's only a very short stop, so is it possible that maybe short filled?
Yeah, short field for a 20-lap race could happen.
He was only in the pits for around about 5 seconds stationary, so I'd say he's short on fuel. That's actually a pretty
He
big.
was running up there
pretty
too.
big- yeah, that's a pretty
He was
big
in about
error
6th.
if that's the case. Stratford with a big moment and very deep into the last corner.
Just trying to get back that time that he lost. He's still on the wing of Burden, so
I don't
could
think
almost
Burden's.
fight that he just might not have it.
I don't think Burden's going to make a mistake though. I think that if Stratford wants to do it, he's going to have to do it the hard way and actually get the run. And we've got Scanlon. Scanlon's still got internet dramas, so just trying to find him on my screen. Flashing around a lot, so William Wild, position 7, is Scanlon with massive internet issues. See, this is hard for Wild because what do? Like,
Wild just needs to drive the way it is, and what happens
he's
happens. But it
trying
looks
to-
like he might have got. Oh no, he's everywhere.
I think race control
Borg's gonna
might
send
intervene
it.
in a sec. We have Brian Borg also on the microphone in the race, and same with Liam Wild. So they're both saying that they can barely
it's
see
so
Scanlon,
dangerous
and
that
you'd be able to,
otherwise-
no doubt you'd be able to see that on the broadcast as well. So that's Pretty bad internet dramas there for James Scanlon. So that's very frustrating from Liam Wilde and Brian Borg's perspective. See what race
Sandman's
control
pulled a
does.
gap from Jones.
Yeah, absolutely. Sandman did a 15.2 last lap, which is actually pretty quick. What did he do this time?
15.1.
Where's his pace come from? It's... I mean,
seems like the
that's
tyres
9
have fallen
tenths
off
quicker
the
than Matt Jones behind him.
And then climbed back up the cliff.
I reckon maybe what he did is he just, under the pressure that he was under, maybe he just drove the tyres off the car, and now he's kind of settled down a little bit and began to run his own race. He's let him cool down a bit, because that's massive pace difference. And yeah, I'm blown away, but I'm staggered. Josh Burton, slight mistake into the hairpin in the lead.
Oh, Stratty.
Oh.
He wanted it. He wanted that gap.
He had to just grab the brake there a little bit, but Burton
Smart move.
beginning to come under fire here from Matt Stratford as he throws everything at him with 1 lap to go when they finish this lap. An ultimate lap this time by.
He needs to set it up. And
I don't...
He could pass, but it'll be
With
tough
this-
though.
Yeah, with this amount of time, Burton's going to be defensive, and generally the rule we have is 3 laps to go and you can run deep stations on the line. I know that's kind of the gentleman's agreement between myself and guys like Richard Hampstead, Jared Filsell and all that, but late in the race, pretty much
Anything's on offer.
Yeah, anything's on. Run defensive as you want, basically, in the last 3 laps.
Oh,
So we're in
contact.
that period now on the last lap. Stratford all over the back of him. He's got to be patient through here. He can't pass him through here. He's just got to follow the leader and stay on him. He needs a good run. He needs a good run off this corner here.
And he
Get
could
walk
do
down
it.
the inside, but he's not
He
close
just
enough.
Didn't do it.
Not close enough. He needs his next best shot now is the last corner. I don't think Burton's going to be.
He's just not going to
lead.
let him by.
Going to take a mistake from Burton. I don't think Burton's going to leave the door open at the last corner. I think he's well and truly going to run defensive. If he needs to. Of course, with this gap at the moment, I don't think he even needs to. Stratton's not close
he's
enough.
almost got it.
That's a
Stratty's
good
got a
run
great
there,
line
though.
through there.
Good run. Burton runs defensive into the last corner. Stratford goes
Try
the long
the
way.
over-under.
Got to try and get it back underneath him. Can't do it.
No, can't. Sandman's
Josh
caught all the
Burton.
way up. Yeah, Josh Burton.
Great drive in the JFF Racing Falcon. He will take round 9 of the V8 Supercar Online Premier Series from Sonoma with Matt Stratford, 4 Motorsports in second position. Stephen Clark in the TTR Commodore in 3rd. Matt Jones was 4th. Shane Sedoff 5th. The Scanlon still massive internet dramas in 6th position. And I'd say Liam Wilde and Borg in 7th and 8th will be a little bit upset about that, because there's not a lot you can do. You can't really race people when it's like that. Robbie Tomei 9th. Joshua Sawtell in the Smack Falcon in 10th. Good result for him. Scott Party 11th. Sam McLeod there at 12th, so that's a good result. Trent Thomas 13th. That's good for him. He qualified 18th, so up the order a little bit. Got the race winner on screen, Joshua Burton. Great result for the JFF crew. And it didn't come easy. I mean, he had to put a move on Sandman. He had pretty massive pressure from Matt Stratford towards the end of that one as well. So that's an awesome drive from Josh Burton.
Yeah, it looked like it's an awesome drive. I think I won that little what was it?
Prediction
Prediction,
we
that's
had
it,
or
that's
whatever. Yeah, I got that pretty badly wrong, didn't I? Sandman
Yeah.
let me down.
Putting faith in your own team.
Oh. You can't trust your own team, can you? Honestly. Terrible. Terrible. But anyway, we'll stop bagging Sandman out. It's not a bad recovery actually for Sandman in 3rd, so he did grab a position back and grab
Still
the
on the
podium.
podium.
So yeah, you can probably keep your stride for that. Anyway,
We'll let him.
we do have the results on screen for you guys now, and Joshua Burton, as we spoke about, fantastic drive. Took the win, qualified 2nd, had great pace, looked after the car. As we said, massive pressure from 2nd, Matt Stratford in the final lap. He was all over him. So yeah, Matt Stratford there, great drive for 2nd, good pace as well. Did everything he could to get the lead, but just couldn't quite get there. Stephen Clark, pretty eventful race for him. Started pole position, fell back down to 4th. had a massive moment on the main straight, clouded the concrete very hard, so that was interesting. Matt Jones 4th, nearly got up to the podium, but not quite. Shane Seedoff, very lonely race there in 5th. James Scanlon 6th, despite the internet dramas. William Wild 7th and 8th, they had a good battle all race long. Robbie Tomei there in 9th. Josh Sawtell 10th, rounding out the top 10. Scott Party 11th. Sam McLeod 12th. Trent Thomas 13th. It's good for him, up from 18th. Chris Hogan in 14th. Daniel Trim 15th. Nice clean race for him, first time out, so that's good to see. Ashley Weir 16th. He had a pit stop, remember, so he actually qualified 6th and was running up there in the top 10, but fell all the way back down to 16th. Jay Kennedy, massive crash early in the race, which pretty much ended his race. So
he ended up blowing up his engine too.
Yeah, so unfortunate one for him. It probably could have been a lot better for him. Qualified 9th, but finished 2 laps down, 17th. And we got Jamie Kingston running up the field, but he was 7 laps down in 18th. So pretty eventful race, that one. Actually, I was expecting that one to be almost a bit quiet with only 18 cars, but geez, that was good. That was pretty action-packed from start to finish, Lee.
Yeah, exactly. Like looking everywhere you look, there's something. So it was pretty good showing from the split 2 guys. Unlucky for Sandman, but well done for Josh.
Yeah. Yes, that was a good round. Good opener to the night, the first race of the night there in split 2. Action-packed. Now we have 55 laps in the V8 Supercar Online Premier Series, round 9, the main game, coming up shortly for you guys. And I'll throw it back over to Reece Gardner and Clayton Brooks to bring the action to you in the meantime. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks for that, mate. And Lee, good call, boys. Race had a little bit of everything. Good win there to Josh Burton too. He had terrific pace.
Yeah, definitely. That was a very good race to watch. Thank you very much, Madison and Lee, for your commentary job. Very, very good job, guys, on that race. Don't know if we should bring the winner in for an interview. We got Josh Burton live in the box, guys.
G'day, Josh. How are you there, mate? You got us there?
Yeah, mate.
Congratulations on the win. Quite a lot of pressure to Sandman there and got the spot and was able to consolidate. So well done, mate.
Yeah, cheers, mate. I was just kind of keeping the same lap times as Sandman there, and I didn't quite think I had the pace to get past him. But his car looked pretty loose there, and after the race he said he had a cramp in his braking foot, so that's probably the only reason why I got past him. I was expecting him to drive away, so yeah, I was pretty happy.
Yeah, and you're also able to hold off the attack at the end there from Matty Stratford as well.
Yeah, I was expecting a bit of a dive at the one of the hairpins, but didn't happen. He was making a few mistakes. I was looking in the mirror a bit, so yeah, it was had to defend at the last corner a bit, but yeah, it was, wasn't too bad.
Well, the performance this week, mate, we were going to see in the top split next round for round 10.
I'm hoping so. I do like Virginia, which is the next track, so I suppose I should put in a bit of practice for it, unlike this round. So yeah, hopefully I can make top split.
That's the way, mate. How did you find the car out there with the tyres starting to go off after 20 laps?
They were a little bit, especially with the 375 ratio that I'd say most people are running around here, including myself. So with that ratio and no fuel at the end in the tank and all that stuff, was getting a bit loose there, but it was manageable, obviously.
Oh, well done again, mate, and hope to see you up in the top split in the coming weeks.
Yeah, cheers, mate. I'll be trying.
Congratulations, Josh.
Cheers, mate.
Well, we're going to go to a short break now, Brooksy. We'll be back very soon to bring you guys the Split 1 race, 55 laps around Sonoma Raceway in a 35-strong field of V8 Supercars. We'll be right back.
Tomorrow
Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it into 4. Who's going to be into the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back, everyone. You're watching V8's Online's live broadcast of Round 9 of the V8 Supercars Online Premiere Series from Sonoma Raceway. And we've got here in the box now the commentators for the main event, 55 laps around Sonoma Raceway. Taking you through that is going to be the good old team, Jay Kennedy and Steven Sandman Clark. How are you guys?
Yeah, g'day, Reese.
G'day.
Great to be here. Love this track, Sonoma. Fantastic venue, and looking forward to the action-packed race tonight. Can't wait. Hello, Sam, man.
G'day, Jay, Reese. I tell you what, these boys have got their work cut out for them. 55 laps around here ain't mucking around.
No, 20 laps was hard enough, so 55 laps, but these guys are close, you can say, to professionals in this sim racing gig. They know what they're doing. They know how to race these cars, and they know how to race hard too, especially in this series. So really looking forward to this one. But I think setup and weather is really playing havoc on all the teams, not just our team, Sam, and all the guys complaining about the weather and how hot it is and how little grip there is out on the track.
Yeah, noticed that for our little race there, that temperature spiked a little bit, and boys will be playing with pressures there and just thinking about the car setup, just making those last-minute fine-tunings because, like I said, weather plays a massive part, and these cars are a little bit sensitive when the heat rises.
Yeah, well, temperature in qualifying earlier was 40 degrees on track. Our race, we had 41 degrees, and it's now 44 degrees on track, so she's slippery and slidey out there. The guys are going to have a handful, but we will see pit stops in this race. There is an opportunity for some guys to possibly fuel save, but I think we've learnt from previous events in the Premier Series that fuel saving is not generally an option here.
Yeah, and 55 laps around here, tyres will be your best friend towards the end of the race too. So, yeah, pretty brave stuff, but like you said, some people may try it, but may not be the smartest option.
They're pushing at 100% throttle. The fuel window opens about lap 7 right through to lap 45, so we're going to see a massive window of pit stops, so it's going to be really, really tough to keep our eyes on what's going on out there, Sam. I'm going to really struggle, but at the same time, I'm going to love every second of it.
I tell you what, it'd be pretty brave to come in on lap 7 though, but like you said, there's a fuel number there, and if the boys can take full advantage of that, then so be it.
Yeah, you never know what strategy some guys will play. There's always that one driver out on track that will always try something that little bit different. We know it every time. It'll be a name we've never heard of or never seen up near the front that'll try something different and all of a sudden point their head out in front. We've seen it in previous race meetings before. We saw it in a few other rounds. Now, well, speaking of other rounds, of course, last round, unfortunately, we had a whole heap of technical issues. We finally got the gremlin sorted about 2 minutes after the checkered flag comes out. So we haven't said too much about what's happened because we will try and get a highlights package together as soon as we can. So we have posted results if you do want to try and find them on our Facebook page, but if you don't want to find them, don't go looking too hard because we'll keep it as much of a secret as we can.
Yeah, it feels like a little bit of time away. The guys here on track here at Sonoma, it's a great racetrack, and of course, this is probably more commonly known for the Sprint Cup Series if there's any NASCAR fans out there, and they put on a good show here, and no doubt the V8s will as well.
Yeah, I think we've seen some massive events here in V8 Supercar Online Series previously. I know the biggest pile-up for a start of a race has ever happened here. Just before we started broadcasting, I know my best ever result is actually at this track. I finished a 5th in top split once a long time ago.
Oh, that's all right.
And Seb in the background's got his first ever V8 Supercar win here. I think I actually got my first V8 Supercar win here too. So,
there you go.
In my old Powerade livery, that's going back a long time, 4 years ago. So, a track that holds a lot of memories for both myself and Seb, probably for you too, Sam, man. You'd probably enjoy this more in your NASCAR stuff though.
Yeah, exactly. Huge NASCAR fan, as a lot of people may know, and yeah, quite fond of this place. And of course, Watkins Glen and the Sprint Cup Series visits there once a year, so really interesting. But one thing you did bring up, talking about biggest carnage for this racetrack. Don't forget, I mean, it's highly unlikely, but you never rule out the possibility of a safety car.
Oh, we saw in qualifying the pit entry was blocked. If that happens again, we may see a safety car, because there was about 15 cars all trying to pile in the pit lane and no one could get through. So there is a chance that could happen.
Yep, never know.
They're about 3 minutes away from race start. Just looking at the times here in practice, it's hard to get a gauge because you don't know who's doing qualifying runs and who's doing race runs. But Ian Ford, fastest driver from Richard Hampstead, Jared Filsell and Sam Sutton, with Sean Kelly rounding out the top 5. Of course, a little bit hard on Madison and Lee. They're both just left the commentary box and going off to do some laps right now, but I know Madison hasn't done a lot of laps this week at all.
Well, it's not too bad then if you say he hasn't done too many laps, because the results are pretty good. He's grabbed pole for the race, and He'll have his teammates he'll have a chat to because, like you said, these conditions have changed, and like I said, the boys have been up in the commentary box, so they'll have to get their head around that quick smart.
Yeah, of course, qualifying. Madison did qualify on pole. But some interesting names we haven't seen a lot. And Will, speaking of names, I'll give a shout out to someone who unfortunately hasn't been able to race. He actually qualified in top split, and internet went out at about 3:30 due to some heavy rain, and he's been working hard to get it back up and running, but water on his phone line and he can't get back up and running. So hello to Daryl Gale, who will be watching this later on when he's got some internet again. I know he'll be watching. So
heartbreaking, mate. That's
Daryl,
a
one of our biggest supporters at V8SCOPS, actually joined iRacing after watching our broadcast. So we've suckered him in well.
He'll be cursing us now.
Yeah, he already does. Yeah. I think his wife actually curses us more than anyone else. So, big shout out to Daryl. I know that he and his new team that he started, Man Cave Motorsports, actually, believe it or not, the name is inspired by Talk Inc. and their philosophy of have fun while you race and have a drink. So
yeah, I don't care who you are, up and down pit lane, that's the best name for a team. Man Cave Motorsports, that's fantastic. I'm spewing, I didn't think of it.
Oh, I actually thought you would have had that.
Yeah, well, considering everything that I do with sim racing and commentating happens in the Man Cave, but just not that smart.
Disappointing.
No
Sam,
comment.
man.
No comment. No comment.
Oh, thanks for the support there, Jay.
No worries, mate. I've been in your Man Cave and I'm jealous, so I'm not going to say too much. We're about 30 seconds away now. This watching out in this little bit of a practice we're actually getting to see here, the guys are really struggling, and a lot of guys doing a lot more practice starts than I've ever seen before.
Yeah, that's something I didn't get to look at. How was your start, mate, in
terrible.
that last race? Yeah,
Terrible.
that good, was it?
Yep. Yeah, I lost 3 spots before turn 2 and looped it on lap 3, so we won't talk anymore. Blew it up on the last lap.
Okay.
Didn't even finish. About 300 mil. 300 mil from finishing the race, and I didn't get to.
Our sponsors will be happy about that.
Yeah, yep. Another driver ran out of fuel, and we did well. Our team did well. Here we go. We're about to get underway. We will run through the starting grid. So starting on pole will be Madison down. It's Jared Filsell P2, Richard Hampstead 3rd, Sean Kelly 4th, Michael Schreier in 5th, Aaron Hamilton 6th, Ian Ford 7th, Wayne Burke, Mitchell McLeod and Brock Salmon round out the 10. Got after that Lee Ellis, Michael Healy, Sam Sutton, Corey Preston, Jake Burton, Jake Maloney, Hayden Dodman, Todd Parks, Kurt Stenberg, Kane Kugimia, Jake Blackall, Alan Mayer, Craig Jones, Martin Carroll, Will Dodd, Mitch Abril, Corey Slade, David Baxter, Reese Goldfinch, Michael Ciolak, Simon Black, Heath Brennan, Graham Filand and Dale Nish. The 34 drivers we have in tonight's race. We have had a couple pull out, unfortunately, but I know the guys were talking before during qualifying, starting grid around the corner. Very, very tough to get away with that little kink. Here we go. Revs rise. Madison down on the outside. Pole position. We are going.
Oh, he missed the
great
start.
jump from Philsell.
Yeah, Madison down totally missed the start there. I don't know what happened there, but absolute blinder from Jared Philsell going into the first couple of turns. Oh, the boys are sorting themselves out up the hill. It's fairly clean. Everyone's giving themselves a little bit of room there. It's good to see. Yeah,
great to see. Still 3 wide back in the pack though, which is always scary. Especially Sonoma. We've got a car facing the wrong direction. It's Hayden Dodman. Massive damage to his car. Simon Black involved as well. And also Jake Maloney as well, I believe. Also with massive damage to his car. 2 cars into the 1 spot. It was never going to work. Unlucky for Hayden. Unlucky for Simon, who's finally got to have a race. But up the front, it's Philsell with a massive gap back to Hampstead and down.
Yeah, so down giving up another spot there. So Hampstead got the job done. Hearing there may be a bit more contact here.
Yeah, a bit of an accident in the back in the field. Dale Nish. David Baxter with an issue with his car. Just looking at it, there's Reese Goldfinch and David Baxter hitting into each other. the back straight, so race control will no doubt be looking at that one. And there's a car facing the wrong direction at the final corner. It's a
Is that Craig Jones, is it?
Craig Jones, yeah, in the ERA entry. We got through a lap, but I don't think we can say we got through a lap cleanly, Sam Han.
Yeah, a couple of guys will be disappointed. It's such a long race, and to have all that carnage happen on the first lap was a bit of bad luck, but those guys will push on.
Oh, Sean Kelly.
Oh, he look up
He's
the
gonna
inside.
struggle.
Oh, he's going to get it in there.
Freya will get the position from Kelly, though.
Oh, he's on the wrong side of the racetrack now. He's got to work the outside now. He's got the inside. It'll switch back to the outside, but he gets the job done.
Well done.
So Shreya was really kind there, gave him a fair bit of racing room, so well done by those two.
Probably a smart thing to do with 54 laps to go.
Oh, exactly. We already spoke about how much cut. Oh, Kelly's run
Kelly.
wide. He's off one of the dirt.
He's going to lose
He's going to
two
give up a couple of
spots.
spots, yeah.
Same thing happened to Richard Hampstead, guys. Down's just overtaken him at the final turn.
Down in Hampstead drag race, and Down now has taken second position from Hampstead. Jared Filsell.
He's
running
loving
away
it,
with
isn't
it at the moment.
He's got
Yeah,
about
he's
a
running
second
away.
lead at the moment.
Yeah. Unheard of this early in a race. 3 wide coming over the start-finish line back in the field. Guys backing out of it to make sure that there's no incidents, but wow. This race has got everything so far around there, lap 3.
Oh, Hampstead went down. Oh, no, Hampstead thought about looking there. Sorry, it's, he thought about having a look there, but just didn't quite have enough there on Down.
This track brings out some amazing moves because it is a really difficult track to pass. There's so many parts of the track that you can't be full throttle on. Really have to be gentle on the throttle, so committing in and diving in for a big move, yeah, it can only happen in spots where you're already 100% throttle anyway, so it's really, really tough to pass. So the final corner, or the final hairpin's probably the really only passing spots on the track. Jeez, I'm doing a good job with my words tonight.
Check out this onboard from Ellis. He's going to look up the inside there. Is that Rob Salmon there? So
Yep,
he'll make a
Salmon.
move there at the hairpin.
And just before that, I actually thought Salmon was going to make a move on McLeod into that final corner, and before you know it, a different driver getting a move done.
It's funny. It's a little bit deceiving, this racetrack, where you can see, it looks like a wide part of the racetrack, especially up through the start-finish line, and think, yeah, you can probably go side by side, but it's almost single file up through that part.
There's a lot of the track that there's really only one line. It's really deceiving. It looks like a very open track, but a lot of it, the runoff is there because there's nowhere else to go other than on the runoff. Through the chute there, you hit over that curb. You really have to bounce it off the curb if you want to be quick. Not room to be too wide. Now here we go, Ford and McLeod. McLeod with a little bit of a run. Just ahead of Ford is Aaron Hamilton, who's doing a great job. Currently P7.
Yeah, that started as a bit of chain reaction because Ford looked like he had a bit of a run there on Hamilton, but that didn't happen. Mitch is having bad internet dramas, but so that'll be a little bit distracting for Lee. Just behind Lee, too, just like Salmon may lose another spot there. No, he'll have the position over Sam Sutton.
I'm actually speaking to Mitch about the blinking issues he does have. The reason you see Mitch blink is actually hasn't got too bad internet. It's his upload speed is very, very poor. So he can see everyone else on track absolutely perfectly. Just no one else can see him. So he actually drives according to that. He knows that if other guys are going to throw it up the inside where they expect him to be, he will get out of their way because he can still see those other cars. These guys, 4th and 5th, teammate battle between Michael Schreier and Wayne Burke. And Mitch McLeod's actually just dropped out. Sorry, his internet has dropped out of connection.
Oh, yep. So there you go. That's yeah, that's painful. He was in a good spot there, but the one person that will breathe a sigh of relief is Lee Ellis, because it's so tricky when you try and have a race there, and of course that blinking is a little bit distracting, but bad luck there for Mitch.
Rob Salmon's been fairly under attack since he was in that battle with Mitch McLeod. He's been passed by Ellis, and now He's under attack and under pressure from Sam Sutton. He's just getting a message from race control. Redress from Stenberg with Parks requested. So they're requesting Kurt Stenberg to redress an issue with Todd Parks, which we've obviously missed. Redress has already happened, which is good. So then he's obviously going to be under watch from race control. Looking at possibly behaving like that, he might get another penalty. Here comes Ian Ford up the inside of his teammate. And he's going to be in a tough spot to get this pass done. Love how the cars bounce off that curve if they cut that so aggressively.
Love it as a spectator, hate it as a driver.
Yeah. Could have said that. Unless your setup's good. If you've worked your setup out, you can do it every lap.
Yeah.
I know I was struggling with that.
Looks like Ellis might have a little bit of run there.
Here we go.
Oh, no. So Hamilton was all over it. He knew that Ellis was thinking about it, look up the inside. Just covered his line.
Yeah, use of the alternate line, our favourite thing. Not blocking, it's using the alternate line.
That's exactly right.
Now, battle up the front. Starting to heat up.
Nothing in the times between these two as well. 14.3.52 to 14.3.76 were down, so literally nothing in it. Down would be... I'd love to know what happened. I don't know if he just missed the start there, or I'm sure he would have had it in gear. I know he's probably had that drama there once or twice before.
Yeah, haven't seen that before. I actually think it would be worrying Phil Sell that he's not pulling away from Madison, because Madison will just be probably just taking his time and not stressing too much. If he's maintaining speed, I would probably guess that Madison won't be pushing at 100% yet.
Yeah, and look at the margin that they've opened up over Hampstead. That was a fairly tight little battle there in the opening lap. So it's only lap 7 and they've managed to pull out on Hampstead. So 14.5 last time round for Hampstead compared to 14.3. So a couple of tenths here or there.
Yep. Yeah, this battle's still going on between Aaron Hamilton and Lee Ellis. Rock Salmon and Sam Sutton also getting involved. Right behind is a move from Corey Preston and there's contact. Preston will have to redress there. He'll probably have to give up some time because he has had to cut the track. Michael Healy will probably get a spot as well. And Healy will tuck back in behind Corey Preston, but he's going to lose a bit of time out of this too.
Geez, I tell you what, he's lucky there because that part of the racetrack, obviously, now he's going to run wide. He's just pushed out wide. Like I said, he may have to give up a little time there. Maybe that's why he did it. But he was lucky that part of the racetrack because it's all paved on the inside. He was able to gather it up, just pluck a gear, and off he went.
Yep. Now, shout out to Michael Healy. Won't give too much away, but last week he was having a ripper race and unfortunately had some internet issues and dropped out. So I'm sure he'll be trying to redeem himself in last week's last round's performance. But he's been coming on leaps and bounds, Sam, man. You probably know a little bit more about him than me. So
yes, Michael spends a fair bit of time in the sim. He's really got himself really comfortable with his car, and to the point where he's sort of working on his own setup. So obviously in the TTR group there is a fair bit of setup sharing and a bit of information passed around, but he takes everyone else's on board, but he doesn't need to go his own way. He's gotten fairly comfortable with some different changes that he likes in compared to what some of the other guys like. So yeah, he's really good coming on strong.
We've got driver in the pits already. Kane Kugmare. We'll see if the actual pit stop. And what lap did I say the pit window open, Sam?
Mate, did you say lap 7?
I can't believe he's on lap 7. Oh, hang on, he's on lap 8.
No, well, yeah.
Pretty
Well,
close.
he's on 9, so yeah.
Yep, they're close enough. We'll run with that. I love it when things work, and then we'll hate it when they don't and look like a fool. I'm very good at that.
Sutton.
Yes, Sutton. All over Brock Salmon.
And speaking of pacey guys, Brock Salmon's showed some real form over the last few rounds, so it's probably a little bit of a surprise to see him this far back. When we say this far back, he's only 10th, but yeah, it's probably he'd probably like to be up for the grid just that little bit more.
Well, interesting listening earlier to Reese mentioning that he's been linked to a couple of big name teams, so we possibly will see him without privateer backing soon and in one of the big name teams apparently.
Ah, okay.
Do you divulge anything on that, man? You'd probably hear more about the big words at the big teams more than me.
Yeah, it's a great battle here at Sonoma, 55 laps. I think these boys are going to have a really good time.
Sean Kelly is all over the back of it in 40. Oh, I love ruining your train of thought there. Yeah. Kelly actually there through the, just going through the flip-flop there, he's actually lost a little bit of time. He was right on the tail, Ben Ford. I actually thought he might be able to make a move, but now he's actually got Aaron Hamilton right on his tail.
Just have a look at that battle. They've dropped back a little bit from Burke, but not too bad. Sam Sutton, Jake Burton, these guys are going at it.
There's so many good battles out on track at the moment. This race is going to go really quick the way it's going with how many good battles there are.
And some of them will be grateful because, yeah, you say 55 laps and you think, oh, geez, you know, like you said, that 20-lap race earlier, that was long enough. But, yeah, I think these guys are starting to get comfortable. They obviously know what their car's doing. They've had the surprise of the heat now, but now they'll still be starting to think about strategy as far as pit stops.
Yeah, I just had a little bit of a look out my eye, and the director's picked it up as well. The battle up the front, there is nothing in it. Nose to tail between Phil Sell and Down, and Down's car looks a lot more settled than Phil Sell.
Yeah, see Phil Sell a little bit taily there on exit just as he's getting throttled down.
And Madison's car looks a lot more stable, a lot less oversteer than what Phil Sell's experiencing. As you see the adjustment on the wheel coming through that little left-hand chute. That's probably, in my opinion, one of the toughest corners on the track because you have to try and be as close to full throttle as you can as Phil Sell's all out sideways. And now really struggling to keep this position from Down.
I love these onboards. This will give you a real indication of where he sort of starts to gain a little bit, and you'll probably see that tail moving around a little bit of Phil Sell.
If you just look there riding over the bumps, Phil Sell's all over the place. Down really under control. Now got in the lane Rock Salmon, who was under attack, so probably not a bad move. Get out and get some fresh air and go again.
Just watching both cars, I don't know where he's going to be able to get the job done, although Madison's really nice and smooth, especially under brakes, but just trying to think where he might be able to send him up. Obviously he needs to get a good run through these parts of the racetrack and then think about possibly a dive into the hairpin. That seems to be one of the easiest places to get the job done.
My thinking on this, probably a little bit different. I always think a bit outside the square, but would Down be smarter to try and just sit behind Phil Sell and undercut him in a pit stop?
Yeah, quite possibly. But it's one of those things, catch-22, isn't it? But obviously both these boys have done plenty of races in their time, and they'd have a fair old indication of how their cars are behaving. And Down obviously is in the catbird seat because he can see that Phil Sells is moving around a little bit, as you can see there. And again, just taily on exit.
Yeah. Here we go, Preston and Healy. A lot of damage to Healy's car.
Looks like he's just... Did he hit the wall?
Yeah, he's just scraped the wall. There's a little bit of damage, but I don't think it's going to hurt him too bad. What I was trying to say now that I've actually gathered my words again. Jeez, I'm doing a great job tonight. Madison could actually... This is the sort of track that tends to be able to save a tiny little bit of fuel as well, especially when you're tailing behind someone. That could be a way for Madison to get an undercut too, because he will be able to take a shorter pit stop if he just tucks in behind Phil Sell and saves a little bit of fuel. But the only issue with that too is Hampstead is close enough that he could undercut the both of them.
Yeah.
So don't count Hampstead out of this. We have seen before he's very, very good with these pit stops and undercutting. So
yep.
This race is still definitely open. And traffic already too, with Bones Fireland just ahead. he'll do a very, very good job of getting out of the way. I've got no doubt about that.
Fuel cell just a little
fuel
bit
cell.
wide there.
My favourite part of the track here.
Yeah, when your car's behaving.
Through the chute and into this hairpin, and then coming up down into these S's. If you've got a good car, it's the most fun, amazing part of the track. Car's unsettled, it's absolutely terrible and horrifying. Saying that most of the track's terrible and horrifying. Through this fast sweeping left-hander and try and get the car under control and maintain speed for this right-hander corner as David Baxter is in the lane.
Oh, jeez, look at that close-up that man had just coming into that hairpin. Just all under brakes. Do a little something different. We'll go to our aerial view from the chopper, and you'll be able to see this battle again. Just fuel cell. I know we keep saying it, just a little bit taily, but at the end of the day, he's holding track position. So he's obviously be thinking about that pit stop. You don't want to come in too early because then you're going to give away that tyre grip towards the end. So, and of course, like you said, with all these undercut possibilities and Hampstead not too far out of the battle, anything can happen.
It's still a very, very long race to go. It's still got 40 laps to go. This is... I don't even know why we're even talking about what could potentially happen. Everything could happen in the way that we're still going in this race. Of course, this is round 9. Got a bit of an incident back in the field. Kurt Stenberg, Martin Carroll, a little bit of contact. Continuing on. About to say this is lap 9, of course. Sorry, round 9. Round 10 next round in 2 weeks' time we'll be at Virginia. And then, Sam, are you excited? We're into our season of endurance.
Oh, love a good endurance race, mate. Let me tell you about that one. Oh, can't wait.
So 3 endurance races. Rounds 11, 13 and 15 will be Enduros. We've got Spa, Phillip Island, and of course the Bathurst 1000, which will be the weekend before the real-life Bathurst 1000, Sunday afternoon. Be fantastic. Can't wait for that again. Look at the lap time gaps between these guys. There's nothing in it every lap now that they're all closed up.
Now, I don't know if I wasn't paying attention or what the go was, but Hampstead's made his stop.
Yeah, I actually missed that as well. Very, very quick stop, 11 seconds. So, see how he goes now. He's come out with a little bit of air ahead of him. Got Jake Maloney a few seconds ahead up the track, so... Can't take my eye off this battle for the lead, though.
I know, and I'm conscious of, I know I need to be talking here, but I'm too busy sitting there watching, thinking how's this going to unfold.
I know. Yeah, here we go. Down's got to run on the exit. But no, tuck back in behind fuel
single
cell.
file. It's so tricky.
Such a hard track, isn't it?
We, like you said, we touched on it. It sort of gives the impression that, there's plenty of room to make the move, but a lot of it, almost all of it, is single file. I think Down senses there's probably a bit of a chance here because he's starting to get a little bit squirrely now. They've both run a little bit wide, Down just a little bit wider.
Love this view.
Oh, there we go,
Back from the
Down
car
by
down to the
contact.
wall.
Yep,
There we
he
go.
nailed it.
That's a panel gone.
Now.
See how much damage that's actually caused as Richard Hampstead's just done the fastest lap of the race on these fresh tyres.
That is so easy to do in that part of the racetrack.
I would expect Madison Down to come in very soon as a result of that. That was a fair whack.
It'd be interesting actually to see what sort of time frame, if there is, what damage there is, if it, how much time it'd take to fix that damage.
Yeah, from the look of the hit, there would have to be some sort of damage to the car because that was a pretty big impact.
Yeah, there's a fair bit of crumpling.
Yeah, you can see the front left guard is missing. Rear guard behind the tyre, maybe. There's a bit of the bumper maybe missing there too. But
Look at this battle that's going on here. Aaron Hamilton was all sorts of sideways, as we called him. Big gaggle of cars behind him with Sam Sutton, Jake Burton and Corey Preston right behind, trying to now take this position off him. Now, one corner of my eye, I'm just looking at lap times at the same time. Second faster for Hampstead over Down and Philsell last lap by.
Oh, he'd be loving that. So looking at Philsell, 14.7, well let's look at the line now, he crosses the line now, 14.9, so 2/10 slower again that lap by. Hampstead's in traffic, his last lap was a 15.1. He's still got a fair bit of traffic just right in front of him, that's Jake Blackhawk. So how long get that job done?
Yep, and even still, it's only 3/10 off. He's going to have fresh tyres. He's going to already fight through this pack. And I'm really intrigued to see where he will pop out with these other guys. He did lose a 10th there on that lap. Martin Carroll in the lane now too. This guy's starting to cycle through. And I think may not for a lot of these guys would be by choice.
So it's interesting, all these cars are obviously going to behave a little bit differently, but I don't know, I'd like to sort of leave my stop a little bit longer, just have some fresher rubber towards the end, but obviously everyone's in different circumstances, different strategies, and trying undercuts and all that sort of thing, but yeah, these two up front, they're not really getting away, but so it's probably working in Hampstead's favour, and of course if Down decides to fix that damage, that's more time he's going to spend in the lane.
Because we don't really know how much that damage is actually hurting him.
Well, that's right.
Martin Carroll with a very long pit stop. Still stopped at the lanes. Stopped now for about 45 seconds, so there's obviously some sort of incident there for Martin Carroll. Very unfortunate. Go back to Ian Ford and Wayne Burke. Now Ian Ford's managed to get ahead of Burke. Remember earlier in the race, Burke was right behind Schreier and they were in 4th and 5th. Is the effective positions that these guys are in right now. Sorry, 5th and 6th. And teammate battle. Lee Ellis probably wouldn't want a conversation if what nearly happened actually did happen.
These guys have been taking a leaf out of the HRT rulebook.
Now, there's obviously looking at this with Martin Carroll, there's a bit of chatter going on, so I'm just going to see if I can find out what's actually happened.
Oh, okay. So back up front, Jared Philsell, over Madison Down, nice and close to both walls, coming across the start-finish line as they start lap 21.
The incident with Martin Carroll also involved Kurt Stenberg, so we actually said something was going to happen there. Drive-through has been issued for Kurt Stenberg, so there we go. John Kelly in the lane.
Pit lane, yeah. Kelly's decided to come in, so it's got him out of that mix with his teammate.
So Hampstead currently in 14th on track, or the 13th on track now. So looking at Hampstead's actual quick lap times, is actually quicker than Philsell is, but the traffic is really hurting him.
It's one of those things, isn't it? Like there's a lap there where he's faster and then the lap that he's slower, and it's like, is it balancing out or is he losing or what's he go?
Sorry, Sam, it's back on for the lead again. Madison's caught back up to Philsell, he's right on his tail again. Even with all that damage.
So lap 22, see, I'd be thinking maybe now if I was down, I'd come in the pits now. I'd maybe want to pit first before Jared and grab that fresh tyre advantage.
I think you're right. I think he has to pit before Jared, but he doesn't want to pit too far ahead of Jared. And if he pits now, Jared then will probably pit the lap following.
Yeah. I think from what we've seen so far, let's take into consideration that the car is actually handling fine and there's no damage. I think the pace that he's shown, that fresh rubber advantage, you'll be able to gap, and then of course the way the tyres go away, I think you'll still be able to hold on to that because it looks like he's got decent car speed.
It's amazing how well Madison can drive a car that's still damaged and beaten up.
Makes me sick.
Said it before. We've said it many times. I know, I can't drive it when it's in the perfect setup. I still can't drive it.
He gives me the exact same car and I go out and I still can't do anything with it, so...
He could give me a faster car and I still couldn't drive it. Yeah, Kane Cougar has actually had a blown engine, so he's back in the pits. That will be his race done, unfortunately. I don't quite know exactly what's happened. Just left the race session. Aaron Hamilton and Sam Sutton both in the lane now. Jake Burton as well. A look at the lap comparison between Phil Sell and Hampstead once again. Last lap, another 10th, so another 2 tenths gained on the last 2 laps for Hampstead as he now starts to pick his way through. 2 more drivers. He's now made his way back into the top 10.
I think he'd actually be breathing a sigh of relief that Phil Sell's still holding up down because, like we said, down may sort of pull a bit of gap if he had some clear air, so that's working in Hammer's favour.
Yeah, definitely. The status quo is sort of staying as it was, and it's really going to come down to pit stop time now more than anything else. So, man, we haven't talked about much yet. Man, that's been important to our days in V8s and Line in the past. Corey Slade back out on track having a bit of a drive. Got Almea right behind. Doing a very, very good job. Great to see Corey back out on track.
Yeah.
Actually was a bit surprised when I saw his name in the timesheet this week. I'm like, oh, will he actually turn up? No, good to see him out there, so well done, Corey.
Ellis has decided to come into pit lane. Now, this will be actually a good little thing to watch because we know he was tied up with his teammate just a couple of laps ago, so it'll be interesting to see how much he either gains or losses as far as distance between those two.
Now we'll have a look at Stenny as well, is also in the lane. I'm pretty sure he'll be serving his drive-through penalty, which he is driving through the lane without stopping, so painful for Stenberg, but the incident that he was involved with caused a massive amount of damage to Carroll's car, so the unfortunate thing, but it sort of has to happen, I think. Have a look at this battle here. We've got Sutton, Salmon, and Burton all fighting pretty hard.
Yeah, that was just Braille for I want to get past you, and there he goes.
Salmon, the only one. No, Salmon did pit. Salmon's pitted the earliest out of these guys.
You thought about it. It's,
sideways. I don't know what you call that, but that was. I don't really like you passing me like that. I'll let you know.
Little fake there, just to let him know.
Yeah. But Brock, I'm very, very, very impressed with Brock's driving lately. Is Phil Sell now in all sorts of traffic, getting held up. Got,
if I was down, I'd be in.
Yep, this is the point now.
Because look, there's 3 cars ahead of him, so.
It wouldn't be surprised if Phil Sell pulls in here too.
Well, yeah.
What do you do if you're down? If Phil Sell pulls in, you follow.
Yeah, if I was Phil Sell, I'd go now. If I was down, I'd go now.
There we go.
There he goes.
And Down's missed it. Oh, Phil Sell, all committed.
Now Down's managed to get past one of the lap cars, so he's now got a little bit of breathing space.
And we'll see where Phil Sell actually comes out here in relation to Hampstead as well.
Right,
so now comes up to his box. Sorry, Send
No,
it.
you're right, mate. I was going to say, Hammer's coming through the S's now. He's coming up towards pit entry.
Yep, so Phil Sell's now stopped in his box. Hampstead's stop was 11.1 seconds. Phil Sell will stop for around about the same, slightly longer, 11.4.
He's coming up to the kick. He's about to cross the start-finish line.
Oh,
Now-
Hampstead hits the wall big time.
Yeah, he's had 2 grabs at it. 2 grabs at the wall.
And I don't think he can steer the car. Look at how the car's not controlled at all. Wow, that changes everything in this race. Hampstead's actually come out behind Wayne Burke, I believe. Is that right? No, Wayne Burke's just behind. So the gap between Phil Sell and Hampstead is about the same as what it was before the pit stops, around about the 3.5 seconds. So,
And Downs
maintain
decided
that.
to stay out.
I think now Madison will have to stay out as long as he can.
So
Working on
49.
how this will work.
Yeah. His fresh tyre is going to benefit Jared though. I can't wait to see how that's going to play out.
How much traffic has Jared got ahead of him too now? How hard is he going to have to fight to get that advantage? Hampstead with heaps of clear air ahead of him, which is Phil Sell, the next car ahead. Ahead of Phil Sell, he's got Preston and then a big gap to Stenberg. So if he can get past Preston, he's not going to get held up at all.
Downs reasonably got a fair bit of clear air. Next car is Jake Maloney, but he's a little bit up the road, so
Race has just got everything going on. We don't know where to look. Love it. You are watching, for the first time, you are watching round 9 of the iRacing V8 Supercar Online Premier Series, or V8SCOPS. I'm Joe Kennedy, Sam Clark, Stephen Sam Clark alongside me. I'm really doing well with my words tonight. This is round 9 from Sonoma. We are halfway through this 55 lap race that commenced lap 28. Madison Down leading, but we don't know if he has the effective race lead between Jared Phil Sell and Richard Hampstead, all fighting very, very hard for P1 in this race. As Ian Ford comes in the lead.
yeah, he's in. Yeah, so that'll work in Jared's favour. Traffic just moves out of the way. So it'd be good to check out what his lap time is compared to Downs. So Jared's going to cross the line. His time by is a 14.3 to Downs 14.8.
Hampstead is really struggling with that car now, 16.1.
Yeah, that was a decent hit, and he had a couple of goes at it too.
Yeah.
So
I think it wasn't just one hit, there was 2 hits there, and you saw, I was just watching him come through the final corner and then into turn 1, and he's really struggling to turn that car.
I think Down has to be in. I think he has to be in this lap. No,
I think
he's
you're
gonna
wrong.
stay out. Yeah, it wouldn't be
think
the first time.
I actually think he should stay out as long as he can.
And
think
go
you stay out-
for the fresh tyre advantage.
Go
towards
fresh
the end.
tyres, yeah, right at the end, push on as hard as he can right in that last little stint and go home. Hit lap 35.40. If he's not losing too much time, that is.
He's consistent, 14.9, 14.8, 14.8 the last 3 laps.
Michael Schreier in the lane, so not many left to pit. We've got Down, Blackhall, Mayer, Salmon, no, sorry, Salmon's pitted, and Black and Jones, I believe, left to pit.
Oh, 14.1 for Jared as he crosses the line. So
14.8 for
7/10.
Down, so 7/10, yeah, big gap. And Hampstead
Mhm.
another 16.1, so Hampstead is really struggling. He may struggle to hold on to 3rd position the way he's going at the moment.
So Down's got a bit of traffic too. Craig Jones just up in front of him.
Now talking about Hampstead, he's got in
Here he
effective
goes.
4th position
Down's
is
in.
Michael
Sorry,
Schreier.
mate.
Yep, sorry mate. Michael Schreier is right behind Richard Hampstead with fresh tyres, so I don't think Hampstead can hold on to that 3rd position for too much longer.
Now I think Down's probably left this a lap or two too late, but we'll
Yeah.
see how it all unfolds.
Depends on where it comes out in regards to traffic and things like that too.
All right, well,
Traffic
Phil
could play a
Sell's
big
now
part here.
at pit entry. Down
Yep.
hasn't stopped yet.
Yeah, no, he's going to get a bit of a jump here.
Yeah.
Good strategy play by the ANZ guys. Good jump out ahead with Down doing an 11.2 second
Here he
stop.
goes.
Just leaves the lane, and it'll be about 3 second gap between Phil Sell and Down back on track. So good work.
Yeah. Now the boys will be happy about that. They played the strategy card and they said, yep, they needed to come in first, and that fresh tyre advantage just over those few laps has opened it up nicely.
Jake Blackwell in the lane as well, so not many left to pit now. Field's almost cleansed.
With 25 laps to go, lap 30 of 55.
Still a long way to go in this race. It's
Yeah, you're not wrong.
still going to be something big happening from this race, surely. There has to be. There always is.
Down's going to be hungry. You know he's going to chase down Phil Sell. He's got the pace. So now it's just, geez, even look at him now, closing that margin, just coming into the hairpin.
Yeah. Look at this gaggle of cars. We've got Hamilton, we've got Sutton, we've got Burton, all nose to tail. Hamilton doing a really good job currently in P8. Sutton in 9th and Burton in 10th. Guys having really good races, doing a really good job. I think Jake's learnt from the fuel saving experience. He's not going to ever do that again.
Look, I'll give him a smiley sticker for having a crack, mate.
Now, battle to watch here, I think, is the battle for third. Hampstead is under attack from Michael Schreier and Ian Ford, who have both recently pit. And obviously Hampstead first to make his stop. He's really in trouble, Hampstead.
Yeah, and don't forget the contact too. That looked like a decent old hit. So, love to know inside that camp whether he is struggling with damage or if it's tyres or what it is. But he's definitely got his hands full now. I think it'll just be a few moments before Schreier gets him.
Saying that, Schreier is actually one of the fastest drivers on track at the moment, and so is Ian Ford. They're actually lapping faster than Jared Filsell.
That's handy.
What you want when you're trying to chase down other driver. I think into the hairpin here, Schreier will make a move on Hampstead. Here we go. And Ford.
There he goes. He's a long way back, but he'll do it. And nice bit of Hampstead just...
a little bit of a touch from Ford saying, I'm there too.
Yeah, it's Braille say, yeah, me too. I'll have some of that.
Hey, I don't think he's going to get it done. Hampstead's going to hold on here.
Yeah, he had to, because he was going to understeer into the wall, so he really had to get out of that.
That's what I was talking about earlier, with him really struggling with the front of that car after that damage. Ian Ford thinking about into turn 2. You never see a move at turn 2. Oh, good driving, guys. I don't see how Hampstead could hold on for 24 laps there, can he?
Nah, it looks like he's really struggling to get the nose in, so...
Now, last lap by.
Here we go, Schreier. No. Sorry, go.
Jared Filsell, a 14.3. Madison Down, a 13.4.
Yeah, he's lightning,
9/10 of a second. So, got that Jaws music ready again there. I don't think it's going to be as bad as the last time we played that, but they definitely know that he's coming. Will Schreier be able to make a move on Hampstead into the hairpin this time? I don't think so. Then Ford, a big dive.
Love it.
These guys do realise there's still 20 odd laps to go, don't they?
Yeah, but they realise there's about 15-second margin to the leader, so they want to get on with it.
Oh, his Hampstead's in the wall again. He's really struggling with that car.
It's interesting to see who's going to blink first, because is Schreier going to have a crack, or is he going to leave himself open and Ford's going to take a dive at the same time?
I actually think Schreier's in the worst position here. Ford's got nothing to lose, and I actually think the world's going to open up for Ford here, and he'll jump both of them at the same time. A bit of a hello in the chat to Jamie Kingston. Jamie, of course, in the second split race. No, I'm not having a drink on behalf of Man Cave Motorsports. I'm I'm actually doing Dry July and I'm getting to the end of it and I'm starting to struggle, so...
Sorry, Ford. Oh, jeez. That's
I
not
thought
one
he was
place
going
you
to
want to
tuck
stick
it
your
up the
nose.
inside there.
You
You can
can't
see he's
do
had
it.
to back out of it because he's actually lost a bit of time, and Hampstead will be loving those two fighting because that gives him a bit of a breather.
Oh,
There's
here he
Ford,
goes. He's
here we
taking
go
the
up the
dive.
inside.
Up the inside, he get the job done, gets it
Good
turned in.
move.
Yep, well done. And we said that trail was going to be a bit of a sitting duck.
Oh, he's going to hold on though. No, he's tucked in behind. Smart play there from Shreya.
So Schrader's like, all right, you go and deal with that.
You get rid of him.
And I'll follow you through. Well, I tell you what, just having a quick sticky nose back up front, there's not much in it.
No, they're there. They're together. About half a second between Philsell and down, and there's traffic galore ahead. Madison must be thinking whoever's Madison's crew chief tonight, who would be in charge of that? Mr. Salmon? Don't know. Probably
don't
looking
know.
after themselves.
Yeah. Oh, there'd be a fair
Whoever-
bit of chat between the boys because they all sort of, you know, they know when each other are pitted and they know whether it worked or not.
I don't actually know who will be looking at the chat, and I know that Hampstead's got no one helping him either, so bit of a surprise the guys haven't got anyone to help out. Okay, and forward,
Oh,
here we
he's
go
gonna
up
go.
the inside. Hampstead a little bit locked up, he's going to get it done here.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Oh, I love that.
Hampstead, what a move.
He's still going to hang there, and now he's going to have to back out of it forward because he doesn't want to make
Jeez,
contact with the wall.
Great driving. And Schreier, as Hampstead cuts it shallow through turn 1, it's very, very hard through turn 2 when you cut it that shallow.
I've been sitting silent this whole time, guys, because I love this battle.
We need split screen because it's so good up the front too.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
great to watch.
Down's just looking. He's got a run here on Philsell. Tricky part of the track, like we said, single file. He's had to back out of it. If he can get on the throttle here, he'll look up and move up the inside of the hairpin.
Actually,
He's going to have
he's
a
given it a
run.
little bit
He's
of
going
a
to
run.
cover. He's going to have to go to the outside, but there's lap traffic in the way too.
Oh,
He's going to go for around the outside.
Oh, goodness.
Philsell trying to get on the power.
the lap traffic's going to try and get out of the way. But the right word is their try. It's so hard to get out of the way when you lap traffic at this place. This is some great driving from everybody involved.
And now back with Ford. Ford's going to look up the inside of Hammer and get at the hairpin. He's going to have another crack.
And it's going to be the same result.
Yeah, Hammer's going to hold position. He's going to have to back out of it, Ford, because he doesn't want to understeer
Yep.
into the wall.
Ford's tapped the brakes to get back in behind Hampstead as well. And now
Love
Schreier looking at possibly making a move. Hey Sam, man, 20 to go.
Oh, how good's this?
Oh, what a race this has been. And now down right up behind Philsell again. They're going to get traffic just as they get to the hairpin once again.
Now, Down needs to set his car up for this next turn. If he can get the car turned in and get on the throttle just that fraction earlier than Philsell, he'll carry that speed getting into the hairpin. He's on the throttle.
Philsell's a smart driver though. He knows when he's there and he knows that he
He's
can defend.
left it open! He's open and there he goes down up the inside!
Yeah, Philsell not able to hold on
They
like
touch.
we've seen Hampstead do. The move done. No, it's not
He's
done.
still left the door open! He's going to go side by side! Philsell will hold on!
Wow.
He's on the outside to get down! Contact! Side
Great
by
driving.
side!
Gap at the start-finish line. If that was the last lap, down by 11/100ths of a second.
I need to pick my jaw up off the floor.
What racing? Now we'll go back to the other battle that's going on. Oh, all under control there. Is Hampstead is out of control with this car. He's really struggling. Wayne Burke now onto the back of his train. So it's a four-way battle for the last spot on the podium. And Lee Ellis is catching up to those guys at about a second and a half a lap. We're going to have a five-way car battle for last spot on the podium.
Yes!
Sorry to everyone else involved in the race, but we can't get away from either of these battles at the moment, let alone watch both at the same time. Now here we go again.
Oh, look, there's going to be lap traffic again.
Get out of
traffic got out of the
though.
way.
Good job.
Well done, Will Dodd. That was great.
Addison. Oh! Great driving from Philsell there to maintain that line. Tuck it in as close as he has. This is great to watch.
Oh, look at back
Yeah,
to
look
Hammer.
again.
Oh, Ford, come on, buddy. What's he going to do? Oh, he's going to go up the inside again. He's going deep. He's going to have another crack. Oh, he's too far back this time.
Burke's up the inside of his teammate Schreier, and Schreier won't fight too hard for that. He's like, you just go and you can have a turn now.
Yeah.
I've had my crack.
I've seen how this unfolded. You have a go.
And in saying that, in this sort of situation, being that last car in the train, if something big happens, you want to be that last car in the train.
Yep.
Madison, here we go.
Oh, he's going to get it. No, he's on the wrong side of the racetrack.
And he'll tuck back in behind Philsell again.
Still had the traction.
Oh,
This
get
is
your breath,
this is
in, man.
insane.
Get your breath for a couple of seconds, mate. You're going to have to go again. And again. Here we go, Philsell and down.
Philsell!
Oh, crossed up. He'll have to defend. Takes the inside line of down. Will he be able to go around the outside?
Nah.
No.
It's just so tricky to get the power down there.
Now here we go again.
Oh, Burke's looking. Burke wants to have a look at Ford. Oh, Ford's going to run a little bit. Oh, no, he's just a little bit tight there on exit. So this will give Burke a look up the
Here we go.
inside. He'll get the job done here. So that's at the inside there for Burke. Oh, he almost hit Hammer. Oh, it was almost Hammer time.
Wow. That was close. Good job from Burke. Now, interesting with this battle pack that we're watching here, Strayer actually has the best tyres out of the lot. He pitted the same time as Madison down, or the lap after, or the lap before, sorry. So, has pretty much the best tyres in the whole field. Do you think he's sitting back there just conserving them?
Oh, I don't know where to look. We need split screen.
All right, let's do it all over again, Samman. Lap 39 of 55. We've got 16 laps to go. I don't know if my ears can take it. Oh, Philsell all crossed up again at the coming into the hairpin. He'll defend up the inside.
That's all he needs to do because it's just too hard to get the job done there. You can't get the power down early enough to get that advantage.
Down just has to keep that pressure on and hope that Philsell makes some sort of a mistake, which is very likely to happen. We'll go back to the other battle again.
Yeah. Oh, sideways here for Hammer.
Hampstead, I think Burke could possibly do this here because Burke shows no fear.
Here he
and
goes.
Here we go, up the inside.
Oh, a little bit sideways. Oh, lucky not to make contact with the tyre bundle there on the inside.
And Hampstead's going to hold on once again, just like we've seen time and time again. Great driving from all these guys. Oh, behind, back in the pack there, Lee Ellis almost loops it on the front straight.
It's insane that thinking that could be a 5-car train for the last step on the podium.
He's saying that Hamilton and Sutton are closing up pretty quick as well with 15 laps to go. We could have a 7-car battle for the last spot on the podium the way this is going. Oh, Philsell is so committed coming through that third last corner. Burke, here we go, contact.
He's going to hold on here though, because Hammer's oh, you're going to get into him again.
They're completely line astern right now.
That's it, and that's what we were talking about. It's all single file through this part of the racetrack because if you have a crack and get offline, someone's going to make the move on you.
Alright, here we go.
Who's diving? Who's diving?
No one. No one. Graham maybe up the inside of Ford, but I think he'll back out of it and let it go back through. Just going back. I'm just going to watch out the corner of my eye up the front. Oh. Where do we watch?
Oh.
All aboard the third place train. Choo choo.
I actually wouldn't mind watching the battle here for 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th and how far back this battle is coming up to the next hairpin because I think that's where the move's going to end up being made because that hairpin's a little bit easier to go up the inside. Has a little bit of a mistake there
Hammer's
from
going to lose
Hampstead. Here we go.
Yeah,
Here it
Burke's
is.
going to get it up the inside. He'll get the job done.
And Schreier up the inside of Ford as well. The move done. P3 now to Wayne Burke. Michael Schreier and Ian Ford still side by side. And Schreier gets the move done on Ford. Alice is there now with them too. Back up the front. Phil Sell still holding on from down. So that battle is exactly the same as it was before. Now Ian Ford is under attack now from Lee Alice. And Alice, I think, will have a dive here. No, decides against it. Hampstead almost went straight ahead there at the hairpin.
It's going to be interesting. It'll really work in Wayne's favour now. Burke will just clear out on these guys because we're seeing that Hammer's struggling. Schreier and Ford have still got to get the job done around. Oh, hang on. Oh, just see, you can't really have a crack there. But this job on Hampstead, these guys, they know they need to get the job done because Burke's just going to start to pull away on them. Now down looks like he's got a bit of a run here. No, he's going to push a little bit wide there.
He'll just tuck back in behind again and... Oh, Phil Sell.
Oh, did he lock it up? He locked it up going in.
Here we go. And down up inside.
He's not going to clear it.
You know what's going to happen now.
Oh, don't do it. They're going to go side by side through there. Another crack at it. Oh, smart. Yeah, down. Oh, no, he's going to the other side. Oh, Phil Sell didn't expect that. He's going to be around the outside now. Down will get the job done. He's going to get the throttle down there side by side. Coming into the left-hander. It's going to be down on the inside, but Phil Sell holds on.
Great driving from these two guys. He's down to serious. Oh, tucks back in behind. What great driving.
Oh, sensational
what a battle.
stuff.
Wow. 13 more laps to go of this. I cannot wait.
Oh, Phil Sell covers, so Down's going to have to go around the outside. Oh, just can't do it again. Single file all the way through here to the hairpin.
Hampstead under attack from Schreier. And Schreier with a much better looking car. Much more pace. Going to have to try and hope that Hampstead makes another mistake like he made earlier. Look at how fast Burke has pulled away. Already pulled 2 seconds. Here we go, Madison.
Yeah, he's on the outside though. That's too hard.
Oh!
He hasn't given up. Running out of laps, so lap across the line. That's start lap 44.
The 12 to go now.
Oh.
Wow. This is brilliant driving from these guys. Whichever way this goes, this has been one of the best battles I've ever seen in sim racing that I've ever broadcast. So, kudos to these guys regardless of what happens here.
You love the fact that these guys can race side by side and as hard as they do without making contact with each other.
Oh!
I nearly had deep words then, didn't I?
That would have been commentator's curse. I've never seen it. Great driving from Madison to avoid the contact there. Also starting to struggle a bit in the front too.
Yeah, Down can't quite get the power down. Oh, did he look at the inside? He's a little fake. No. Oh, Phil Sell's got him deep. He's gone. He's lost sideways. Down's got to get the power down. He's done it. He's going to get throttle down. He's got position. Game over.
Great move from Madison Down. Big commitment needed from Phil Sell and a bit over commitment there. Great move from Down. Unlucky from Phil Sell, but some great driving from both these guys. Believe it or not, it is not over as we have a look at a replay.
And it started with the fake, didn't it? Down sort of gave the little dummy that he was going to go to the inside. And Jared covered and went a little bit deep, got sideways, and then that was it.
Wow.
Tell you what, guys, another battle. Look out for the battle for 5th, 6th, 6th, and 7th, or 4th to 7th, actually. Have a look at this.
Hampstead, Schreier, Ford, Alice, and coming as well behind there is the ERA cars as well. Aaron Hamilton and Sam Sutton, and also Jake Burton. All through the 10th, separated by 3 seconds at the moment.
Oh, I love it.
And Ford just passed Ellis at the hairpin on that last lap. He's all over the back of Schreier now.
Oh, Schreier's going to look at the inside of Hampstead.
Oh, not there.
Oh, he's going to give up a spot here because Ford will look to the inside now.
Schrader moves to cover.
Pulling up, gets on the curb. Now it's throttle down. He's got the job done. Ford gets past Schreier. Schreier could lose another spot. Nearly contact there with Lee Ellis.
Wow, what a battle that's going on this track. This is amazing. And while this is all going on, Hampstead gets a little bit of a breather this time into the hairpin. He won't have to defend too hard at all. He'll only get a lap of it though, because look at these 7 cars all separated by a cigarette paper. Nothing in it at all. We've got 10 to go now as these guys cross the line. It's down now from Phil Sal, Burke. And it's this battle here. Hampstead, Ford, Dreyer, Alice. Oh, Ed Ford thinking about making a move through turn 2. Go back to the lead battle though. Right, we'll go back to the other battle.
Yeah, I think the way that front battle between Down and Phil Sell, I think that'll sort of, Down will start to pull away a little bit now. If he's still got that car pace that he had earlier on, that's probably the way that'll play out. But this battle, this is far from over.
This is great to watch. This whole race has been fantastic.
Oh, Hammer's all sideways. I'm holding the breath. What am I doing that for? I'm watching this. I feel these guys got to get on with it. You can see that Ford is just having a crack. He just wants to see if he can just get that nose there. So you can see Hammer's struggling. But he's looking at his mirror.
Here we go up the inside of Ford. No. Might be able to get it done. And here comes Alice up the inside of both of them. We're 3 wide down the front straight. No. Come back in the line, boys. Don't do it. Do not do it. That man's heart can't handle it.
Yeah, I only see that at Talladega and Daytona. Don't do it here.
Now, Aaron Hamilton now is officially in the battle for 4th. Now, officially a 5-car. Well, let's just call it a 7-car battle.
That's crazy.
There's nothing between them.
The suburban runabout is now a freight train across the Nullarbor, and the brakes are out.
Oh, Schreier thought about a move up the inside there at Ford. And Alice almost makes contact. Hampstead is really struggling with power now coming out of that hairpin.
Again, watching his car, awesome to watch, horrible to drive.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be driving it. I'm happy that I'm on this side.
Oh, is he going to run wide here? No.
Oh.
Ford will think about a dive here. You know he will. Here he goes. He's setting him up. Oh, he's going to try and run him wide, but Hammer needs to get the power down. Side by side. Oh, they're both wiggling. Side by side through this left-hand kink. Oh, keep it out of Ford. Hold that. Ford's going to do it. No, he's going to run wide. No, he's done it.
I don't know if he has yet.
Hammer's on the outside now.
He's still there.
He comes back.
Are you serious?
How has that happened? Alice now at the inside of Schreier.
Oh, you get
Alice with the big dive. Alice with move done. Wow.
How good was that from Hampstead holding on from that attack? That was awesome.
How did that happen? 7-car battle. What a race this has been.
Yeah, Jake Burton and Sam Sutton at the back. They're
Here
going to have a
comes Ford.
great view of this.
Oh. Sam Sutton having a look now at Aaron Hamilton. This is going to mess this whole pack up. Oh, Hampstead. How are you holding on to this, buddy?
Ellis is thinking, he's thinking these guys need to sort of trip over themselves a little bit.
But Ford's going to have a look up the inside here.
And you've got lap traffic ahead as well.
Too.
Oh,
He's run
Hampstead's
wide.
run very wide here.
Oh,
He may
Ellis
lose
is
3 or
through.
4 spots.
Oh, he will hold on though.
Alice has got through. Ford has got through. Hold on from Schreier, who'll tuck back in behind. Schreier's been trying to get past Hampstead since that pit stop. Schreier was the start of all of this, and he still hasn't managed to get past. Throw it in there, Michael. So up the front, the gap now out to 1.9 seconds, exactly as you predicted, Sandman. So, well done.
Oh, how good's been the battle, though. Those boys
Oh.
left nothing on the table. Doesn't matter if they were racing for first or for third. We've seen it all tonight.
Now, here we go. Schreier now having another look at Hampstead almost. But Stenberg gets out of the way and runs off on the grass. That's the way to do it. Well, there's not much grass out there. Probably start a fire. If you're enjoying this, remember in 2 weeks' time we do it all again at Virginia. So make sure you tune in as Schreier now having a look up the inside of Hampstead. Oh, a little bit of a bump, a little bit of braille. I'm here.
And Sam Sutton's
Get all
right
the way
there
through.
too behind him.
Burton and Hamilton have dropped off a bit. Hamilton's now dropped a couple of spots. Dropped from Burton and from Sutton. Ellis and Ford have both taken off up the road. Burke a long way ahead of this battle now. The leader's about to come across the line with 5 to go in just a moment.
It was hugely beneficial. We said it at the time when Burke managed to clear Hampstead, and mate, he saw everything that was going on, and once he got past, it was just head down, bum up, and obviously first and second are a little bit too far up the road for him, a 30-second gap, but he'd be quite pleased. He saw that freight train and got the job done on all the cars, so great job there from Wayne Burke.
I feel like we've been saying this, but Hampstead under pressure.
You're joking.
I think I've said that before, maybe once this race. I'll tell you what though, Sam, man, if Hampstead didn't do that early pit stop, it would be so interesting to see how this race would have unfolded, because it would have been a completely different complexion of this race.
That and the contact with the wall we saw on the front straight too, that could have played a bit of a part. Be interested to have a chat to him later and see if that hampered the car a little bit. But regardless, it's been entertaining to watch, I tell you.
Oh, let's get him a bent up car every race if it's going to be like this. So back in the pack a little bit, 18th and 19th. Corey Slade, Alan Mayer. I believe that they were battling about 30 laps ago. They're still going at it right now. Oh. Slade will hold on to that.
He's gone in deep. He's gone in deep.
Oh, Alan! Hold on. Oh, he still might actually benefit from that. No, he tucks back in behind.
I think he actually just gave that spot back because I think there might have been a little bit of nose-to-tail contact.
Possibly. Now we'll go back to Schreier, trying to get past Hampstead. I believe I said that a few laps ago as well.
I might even say that he's going to look up the inside of the hairpin. Might have said that a couple of times. No, he's going to go the outside.
He's going to go the outside.
Change it up a bit.
Might actually be able to overrun it. You know, Hampstead. That's one thing about Hampstead. He's so good on the brakes. He's so good at control under braking. Managing to pull that car up, because I know I would never be able to pull it up from that deep. Even if the car's straight. Hearing a bit of damage happening in the background, so just trying to find out who that was that's made big contact with the wall. Maybe Reese Goldfinch. Dead.
Oh, geez. Schreier's thinking about it, but behind him, Sam Sutton was fairly keen to get the job done too. It's just getting that momentum swing to happen, because if you're not on the throttle at the right time, just see that Hammer's just pushing wide there. How will his car behave here? Sam Sutton's all over the back here of Schreier, but he's just got nowhere to go.
The racing incident determined from race control, the incident between Sam Sutton and Aaron Hamilton a little bit earlier. So sort of noticed that there was something happened between those guys a little bit earlier, which Aaron Hamilton dropped back behind Burton as well. But I don't think bump drafting's allowed in V8 Supercars.
It's all fun and games. Long as you don't turn someone round. I don't mind a little bit of bump here and there.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think it's good fun. It's allowed in real life for a little bit of a bumper to push and a...
Yeah, you've got
Hello,
to
I'm
intimidate
here.
him a little bit.
That's right. It's free to go, believe it or not, Sam. I'm actually shocked that you've still got your voice. But, Madison now about to cross the line with 2 to go. Gap from down back to Phil Sell now, about 3 seconds. 30 seconds further back down the road is Wayne Burke. Then it's Ian Ford, Lee Ellis, and then Hampstead somehow is still in 6th position.
Yeah, I don't know how much longer though, because
Look at the gaggle of
Schreier
cars
set
there
him up.
now. We've got Corey Preston getting onto the back of this pack now too. So
It's a 7-car train again.
yeah,
Here we go, he's got to
Take
get on
one.
the power, Schreier. Oh, Hampstead's
Oh,
oh,
here we go.
Hampstead. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Hampstead, great job defending though.
Just needs to put a bit of chrome
Oh,
on
there
there.
we go. Give him a little bit of a push. That's the go.
And Burton and Sutton are right there as well.
Oh, is Hammer going to hold on? Yes.
Can't believe that he's still holding on to these positions. How good a job has he done of defending?
Yeah.
Since we had that train, which was 30 laps to go, or 28 laps to go, only he's been passed by 3 cars.
And what he's doing, he's putting the car in the right spot. So he knows where he's vulnerable. So he just says, right, I know I need to position the car here. The guys are going to have their work cut out around the outside. Exactly what Schreier's trying to do. He needs to get the power
Oh,
down.
here
He's
we
got to
go.
get the job done here. How's
Good
the
job.
grip?
These guys are doing a really good job. Madison Down has started his final lap. He's 2.7 seconds ahead of Jared Philsell, but we can't take our eyes off this battle.
What a battle. Of course, Hampstead's tyres are about 15 laps older than Trey, so this is where it might start to hurt now too. Dutton now looking at making a move. And Burton!
Oh, he's going to throw it in there, Burton.
Burton's going to pass his
Jake's
teammate.
going to die.
Hamilton as well now in it. So it's the final lap, the guys will be getting the white flag. Madison now coming through the final complex of corners. Been a pretty good drive from Madison Down. Strategy we didn't think was going to play out for him, but it actually has quite well. So great drive from Madison Down. You will pick up the win as long as he gets around this final corner for round 9 of the Premier Series here at Sonoma. Great drive, Madison Down. Jared Philsell P2. It's still on for every other position. We've got a big pack of cars. Burton is now ahead of Sutton, which we saw at that hairpin last lap. Now, will Burton be able to have a dive up the inside of Hampstead?
It's his last shot.
Oh, really
Leave
do it.
nothing on the table. Here he goes, Burton. Hammer's going to cover.
Hampstead's going to have to defend, but we've seen he can do it around the outside.
Oh, trying to
Maybe not like
crisscross.
that.
Wow.
So Hampstead, believe it or not, holds on for 7th position. Great drive from Hammer. A very big well done. So we'll run through the results as soon as they're finalised. But that was a fantastic race. One of the best we've ever seen in V8's online history. Probably a little bit of a disappointing final 2 laps though, I think. Sam, after all that action in the middle.
I'm just glad I don't have the cops knocking on the door over here. So, but that battle between Down and Philsell, that was just fantastic to watch. The guys just gave each other racing room. They left nothing on the table, and then of course everything that happened with Hammer. I mean, that was just brilliant to watch.
Nice little drift, and he'll know he doesn't need those tyres anymore, so burn them up. So great win for Madison Down, 2.9 second victory over Jared Philsell. How beat up is that car? We actually thought that the race was going to be over for him earlier on before the pit stops when he hit the wall. Somehow he's managed to get it home looking absolutely bent up.
It was pacey though too, wasn't it? Like we knew as soon as he came out of the pits and had that fresh rubber, it didn't take long for him to catch Jared, and then of course once he got past him, we knew it was just going to be the end of that. It was going to be daylight second, and he did manage to open that gap into about 3 seconds, but not too bad considering the number of laps that were left in the race before he got the job done.
So I'll run through the race results. Of course, the winner, Madison down. Jared Filsell, P2. Great drive from Wayne Burke to actually get that pass done on Hampstead. Great drive. He'll finish in P3. In Ford, 4th position. Lee Ellis in 5th. Michael Schreier in 6th. Richard Hampstead 7th. Jake Burton in 8th. Sam Sutton 9th. And Aaron Hamilton in 10th position.
You go over the page. Corey Preston 11th. Todd Parks 12th. Michael Healy in 13th. Brock Salmon 14th. Jake Maloney, Jake Blackhall, Alan Mayer, Sean Kelly, gone down a lap there, so 18th. Corey Slade, not a bad return there, finished 19th, and 20th was, I've lost it now, Mitchell Colac.
Yeah, then Mitch Abril in 21st, Simon Black 22nd, Kurt Stenberg in 23rd, Will Dodd, Reece Goldfinch, David Baxter, Craig Jones, Martin Carroll, Dale Nish, and Graham Filand, and I'll finish the last ones off for you. Sam, Kane Kugamere, Heath Brennan, Mitch McLeod, and Hayden Dodman were representing for Motorsport. Did a great job, coming last and second last. Well done, boys. Well, Sam, what a race. What an unbelievable event that was.
Yeah, brilliant to watch. A couple of people probably weren't sure about how this place had turned it on for V8s, but we said that it's been good in the past, and sure enough, the guys really turned on a show that was just sensational.
That's honestly, as I said a couple of times now, that was one of the best races I've ever watched in our broadcast history. So, absolutely loved it. 2 weeks we'll do it all again at Virginia. I know that's one of pretty much every driver's in this
racetrack,
series racetrack. So, of course, before we had Bathurst, that was our Bathurst. So, guy that I know will probably try and remember to put it in first gear. We'll go to him now. Madison down. Mad, great drive, mate. Well done.
Yeah, thanks, Jay. Yeah, speaking of first gear, pretty much the worst start of the season for me. It was absolutely terrible. So, made me have to work for it, put it that way. Jared was just running awesome. He wasn't making many mistakes, and I had fresher tyres, but I had to push bloody hard. So, it was awesome. Always good to win, and yeah, what a race. That was awesome.
Mate, you're going to love kicking back and watching this replay, because you guys really turned it on. You gave each other the perfect amount of racing room. You raced each other as hard as we've seen, and you blokes you didn't even really make contact at all.
No, I mean it was crazy. I've pushed bloody hard. I think I hit the wall in total 5 times, either tyre walls or concrete walls. So my car was pretty heavy going. I think I hit Jared probably 10 times total. I saw 0 times car contact. So, I mean, we did make contact, but it was so light. Like, I couldn't believe a few of the times we were too wide in narrowest parts of the track, and we made slight door-to-door contact, and that was it. So, that was just awesome fun. Awesome fun to be a part of, and well done to Jared, because, yeah, that was awesome. He held on, and, you know, I had, I think, 4 or 5, like, newer tyres, and I knew when I got to him, I had to attack him, because otherwise the tyres kind of plateau a little bit. So I wasn't on my way up to him. I was managing that and trying not to because the easy thing to do was just go chase Jared, get there as fast as you can. But I was trying to manage it, and when I got to him, I did have something to fight with. So awesome to get another win in the Ultimate Karting Sydney Commodore, and yeah, good for the championship, put it that way. So I'm ecstatic. That's awesome.
Is that honestly one of the best races you've ever been in?
That was crazy. That was honestly awesome. I can't wait to watch that back on the broadcast. I said to my team as I was attacking Jared for like the 5th time, you boys have to watch this back. This battle between Jared and I is off its head. Like, it's absolutely awesome. So I'm hoping it was entertaining to watch. It was bloody entertaining to drive. I'm covered in sweat. I think wearing a jacket was a massive mistake. But yeah, I had to work bloody hard for that. So yeah, awesome race. Loved it.
Well done, mate. We absolutely love watching it. So congratulations, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thanks, Jay. Cheers, boys.
We'll go to Jared Filsell next. Jared, second position, but that's probably one of the most hard-fought races you've ever had as well.
That's definitely up there as the number one hard-fought race I've ever had in my life. That was bloody crazy.
It's one of those deals, mate. I know you never. No one likes to lose a race, but if I was involved in that battle and still came second, I'd be absolutely stoked. Just from a spectator's point of view, that was sensational.
Yeah, exactly. I'm happy to come second after almost fencing it. After he got past me, I was just ragging it. The car was just loose as, you know. It was just, yeah, it was unbelievable.
So,
what about the start, mate?
Sorry.
You got an absolute ripper of a start. Down didn't capitalise too well off the start, but you got an absolute blinder.
Yeah, the start was pretty unbelievable, actually. I might have to go back and time that 0 to 100 time. But yeah, tried to put my head down early. The tyres went off pretty quick in the first stint, and I was looking forward to getting off of them and getting on some new ones, but they went off even quicker than the first lot. I even questioned to Brooksy whether I'd taken tyres or not, because yeah, felt like I was on the rims.
And with your pit stop there, we saw you just had a massive late dive in, almost caught Madison off guard, and he couldn't follow you in. Was that the plan?
Yeah, I'd make a late call to come in because yeah, traffic was in front, and I was hoping I didn't really have an overlap on the traffic, or they didn't block me to go in the pit lane. I probably would have been a big shunt, but yeah, pretty ballsy move to get into the pit lane pretty late.
You were actually full sideways going around there too, so I know you love your ride out sideways. Was that your plan as well?
Yeah, probably not the quickest way into pit lane, but I'm sure it looked good on the broadcast.
I actually could picture you saying right out sideways as you were doing that.
Yeah, that's as committed as you'll ever see.
Well done, mate. Great drive tonight. One of the most entertaining races we've ever had. Well done.
Cheers, mate.
I believe we've got Lee Ellis in next. Lee, 5th place. Well done, mate.
Hi, Jay. Hi. Thank you.
I'm fantastic, mate. Entertaining from your end as well. Obviously, that battle you had there with Hampstead leading that train, that was pretty action-packed.
Yeah, anywhere. Any position that I gained was going to be a good position. I was pretty upset with my qualifying, but to go from 11th to 11th and 10th, I don't know, wherever I started, to 5th, I was stoked. But seeing Richard slowly create a train behind him, and then I'm catching, it was great.
Now, early days, mate, you had a nice little battle there with your teammate Sean Kelly, and then, of course, that continued on, like we said, when you caught up to that train with Hampstead and that. What are your thoughts when you saw that train? Because it's easy to get too excited when you can see there's about 4 or 5 cars ahead of you, and they're easy spots if they're all that close together, but it's all about getting the job done.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I had fresh tyres, but with Sean, he had no engine sound, so he was racing on shift lights for the whole race. So he just sort of went backwards, which unlucky for him because he was doing really, really, really well. But yeah, I saw them coming up, and then my phone started ringing. Then I had to answer it, and yeah, it all just sort of happened at once.
I don't know many people that would answer their phone while they're driving. I know I wouldn't.
When it's misses, you kind of have to.
Oh, you have to. There you go.
Now, is the bet still on? We need to ask that, Lee.
Have I won a race yet?
Look, I'm sure the guys here would actually arrange a race that you could win that we'll broadcast just to make it happen if you want it to happen.
Well, I did win a race, but you guys didn't broadcast it. You
Which
did a
one?
mugger on me.
Yeah, it didn't broadcast.
Yeah, Sebring a few seasons
Yeah.
ago.
Yep. Oh well.
No.
Unlucky, isn't it? Thanks, Lee. Love chatting to you. We'll go to Ian Ford next. Ian, 4th position. Well done, mate. That was a battle that you had there at the end. That was awesome to watch.
Thanks, man. It was a pretty good race. Like, lots of brave overtaking moves had to be done, and I started getting the elbows out when I thought I was starting to go backwards in the field because of apparently in the Premier Series we forked out enough to get a mobile chicane out there tonight, and I just happened to be one of the first cars to get up to it.
And your thoughts, mate, when you saw all that happening? Because I said to Lee, it's so excited because you think, I can make up 4 or 5 spots here because something's going on, and it's just, you've got to try and position yourself just to get a clean pass because you could probably get away from it.
Yeah, the worst thing going through those the big last left-hander was just like you couldn't actually see where you're going before like the right hand kink, and it's just like every time in there I'd lock a wheel or something and just run it wide, and then it's like, okay, I'm still within like 2-3 tenths. I'm just going to make a massive dive and try and force the issue a little bit, and then I got sucked back into the field a little bit, and I'm like, okay, shoulders out. Everyone wants to play a bit rough, so a few cars got love taps. Richard definitely got a bit of a side swipe, and I just wasn't going to back down from it. And congrats to Berkey on managing to get by the mobile chicane and actually get into third. So
is that honestly the most entertaining 20 laps of racing you've ever had, though, even though it was a bit of a mobile chicane?
I wouldn't say it was the most entertaining. It's probably about second or third on my list because it was more frustrating than anything. But yeah, it was just bloody awesome race. Like, congrats to everyone in that group for not absolutely binning each other. So, I'm happy. Fourth place, second in the standings should still hold, so I'll be right.
And that's what I was going to touch on, mate. It was actually really good to see 4 or 5 cars, whatever it was, in that mix, and everyone survived. No one got turned around. No one got stuck in the fence. It was just good, clean, hard race, and a few bumps here and there, but that's all part of racing.
Oh, that's it. When I saw we were racing the Cup track again, I was like, it's going to be a bit iffy. We're just going to be following the leader, but the temperature of the track and everything just meant the cars didn't grip up at times you wanted them to, and like all the curbs around here you have to hit. It was just interesting. Like, you landed the car, sometimes it would grip up, sometimes it wouldn't, and it was just a case of you had to dive bomb or be dive bombed in the last couple of laps. So lucky to survive it, lucky to get fourth, and the Nemidov Holden will be back up there again next time.
And confirm you're still in second position, mate. You do have 122 points ahead of Sean Kelly in third, so well done, mate. You're doing a great job.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Well
Thanks
done,
for the
mate.
broadcast tonight, boys.
Our pleasure, mate. Well done. That's, as we said, it's been one of the most entertaining races we've ever watched, so well done for being a part of it.
I'll gladly do it again if you give me the chance.
We'll go next to Simon Black. Simon, probably a race for you to forget, though, mate.
Yeah, that was hard work.
Lap 1, what happened there, mate?
Yeah, I haven't actually had a chance to go back and look at it, but I think I probably squeezed the car on the inside a little bit, so probably more my fault than anything else. But
drive through for yourself.
Yeah, why not?
We're saying it's heartbreaking, regardless of whether it's your fault or someone else's. When you get into a first lap tangle, especially a 55-lap race, it's just like you're just kicking yourself a little bit too, because you're like, missed opportunity because it's so early in the race.
Yeah, indeed. But yeah, at least it's a 55-lap race, so there's time to make a bit of a comeback.
Now, from the race control side of things, how are those boys going? Have they got their breath back? Are they actually okay, or are they on the Ventolin and trying to calm themselves down?
What I heard, they enjoyed the race, so it was pretty good to watch from their point of view by the sounds of it. And I think they gave out 2 drive-throughs maybe, and a redress and a points penalty, so not too bad.
That's rather unexciting then from their point of view.
Yes, but they probably welcome it. Very clean second split race tonight as well.
Yeah, we won't talk about that.
yeah. My foot's finally not cramped up anymore, so I'm happy.
My car's blown up, so I've got nothing left to go with. Didn't even finish.
That was just great race, and I mean, we saw the earlier race was good stuff, but I tell you what, it's going to be hard to top that main split race. That was just sensational. The battles up front that we saw, and then of course that battle with Hammer and all that, just for the last step on the podium, just brilliant stuff.
Yeah, I knew those guys must have been going at it because they were about 10 or 15, or about 10 seconds behind me when I came out of the pits, and let's face it, I was slow. And yeah, I pulled away from them for a couple of laps, so I knew they must have been dicing with each other.
We'll do it all again in 2 weeks' time, Simon. Hopefully it's as entertaining once again.
Well, VIR in 2 weeks' time, so definitely a driver's track.
Yeah, definitely. I think the favourite amongst probably 80% of our drivers before we had Bathurst, obviously.
Yeah,
the second favourite for everyone. We might hand it back over to our main guys if they're still here, Brooksy and Reese. I believe they're still here.
Yeah, they're still gathering themselves from that race.
Just before you do go back to Brooksy, a quick shout out to you guys. Thank you very much, and congrats to Madison on the win.
Yeah, thanks. No drama at all, Simon. We absolutely appreciate it. We'll go back over to Brooksy and Reese. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks, Sam.
Cheers, mate. See you, boys.
Thank you very much, guys. Well, Brooksy, what a night of racing that was.
That was thrilling, wasn't it, from start to finish? sitting inside Jared's bunker there, helping him out as much as I could, but Madison too much speed. We knew he was coming in. That battle back there for third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, however far it went back, that was awesome. Great racing by all the guys.
Yeah, incredible stuff as usual for the V8 Supercars Online Premiere Series. Well, I think it's time to round off the broadcast for now, Brooksy. Thank you very much for your services tonight, and thank you very much to Jay, Sandman, Lee, and Madison for all of their help in the commentary, and of course Sebastian Murray Westberg behind the cams. Very good job as broadcast director there, and thank you very much to all the drivers and Oceanic Sim Racing for making this what it is. Don't forget to go to V8SCOPS.com to check out the latest news and the standings. Your winner for tonight was Madison Down.